election, we still need to continue to canvass and convince people to give them the reason why Peter Obi is the only hope we have right now. Thank you very much, my people. I can see you guys are already liking. May God bless you all. Continue to share this broadcast and let others know that we are here. Okay. Remember, today is our debate. Is a day where everybody are entitled to their opinion. Anybody can counter anybody. Anybody can disagree, agree, and yeah. The only thing that we can't do here is insult. We don't allow insult on this platform at all, so it's totally prohibited. Thank you very much, my people. I appreciate you all. Continue to share and let's do this together. Thank you, Sonny, Sazua. Thanks very much for joining us. I appreciate you all. Thank you, thank you, thank you. All right. I can see we already have a couple of panelists right there on joining us. May God bless every one of you, my wonderful panelists. Without you guys, we can't do this. I really do appreciate every one of you. Okay, I'd like us to start with the first video that we have for you here. It's been a long day, man. It's been a long day, but I'd like us to take it from here. Meanwhile, where do we start from? Let's start from Arise, but we have two videos from Arise, you know. So let's start with this. Thank you.
The presidential candidate of the Labour Party, Peter Obi, on Thursday held a town hall with students of his alma mater at the University of Nigeria Nsukka Business School in Enugu ahead of his presidential campaign in the state. The former Anambra State governor, during the meeting, advised Nigerians not to hand the country over to a sick person. He also criticized candidates that have been absent from presidential debates, adding that character and competence should be used to evaluate whoever will be voted in as president. Well, after the town hall at the university, security men had a tough time getting the presidential candidate to his helicopter that was waiting to take him to his rally at the Michael Okpara Square as a crowd of supporters said goodbye. Let's take a look. Peter Obi, while addressing a mammoth crowd at the Michael Okpara Square, said that he is determined to lead a nation that its citizens, home and abroad, will be proud of. The former Anambra State governor also promised to destroy the structure of criminality, which he says has plunged Nigerians into poverty.
They must go. They told you you have no structure. They told you you have no structure. Structure of criminality, structure of no fuel, structure of price increase, structure of no electricity, structure of poverty. That is the structure we want to throw away and bring structure of prosperity, structure of no more strike for students, structure of people living a life, having a job. That's the structure we want to bring in. This year's election will not be by religion. No religion buys bread cheaper. And it will be by my turn, it is your turn. It's turn of you to take back your country. I'm not contesting because I'm an Igbo man. I'm a proud Igbo man. But I'm contesting because I'm the best candidate. And the government is prepared for this job. We can't afford for our background to fail Nigerian youth. We can't afford for our background to fail Nigerian women. We want to protect our life. Go out there and vote for us. The rest assured, you will sure change Nigeria. We know what it takes to change Nigeria, and we cannot fail.
While activist and Labour Party campaigner Aisha Yusufu, who was at the rally in Enugu State, encouraged supporters to use their PVCs to vote out incompetent leaders.
We will use our PVCs. We will go to the polling units and we will vote them out. You must understand that power belongs to the people and we are the
victory from 2023.
Obedient, oh, I'm obedient.
Peter Obi.
Peter Obi for president, obedient. For Naija, obedient. Obedient, oh, I'm obedient. Obedient. Peter Obi for president, obedient. For Naija, obedient. Obedient for president. Peter Obi for president, obedient. For Naija, obedient. Obedient for, I'm obedient. Peter Obi for president, obedient. For Naija, obedient. Obedient for, I'm obedient. Obedient. Peter Obi for president, obedient. For Naija, obedient. For Naija, obedient. Obedient for, I'm obedient. Obedient. Peter Obi for president, obedient. For Naija, obedient. Obedient for president. Peter Obi for president.
Well, Peter Obi had a successful turnout in Enugu State. That last visual where he was jumping up the stairs, I thought it was cute because he always has to do that to show people that he's fit, refined.
All right. So a couple of things. One thing is certain. Everything is on the ballot this year. But the most important thing on the ballot is the competence and the soul of Nigeria. The competence of the candidate that will emerge president.
Yes.
And the soul of Nigeria. It has never been this bad. The last 8 years has been a tumultuous time for Nigeria. All indices are down. I sound like a broken record player if I want to talk about it over and over again. And that's why it is so sad, like the candidate commented on, that people didn't still deem it fit to attend debates. And like I said, anybody that didn't debate in this election cycle disrespected Nigerian people. What is a debate? A platform for you to espouse your ideas. If you want to lead a country, you must be able to debate your ideas. And that's why, please, going forward, I know it's not legal yet, but we must be able to put legal sanctions on people that don't debate. And the people, most importantly, should be those that will stand tall. And please, let's forget this argument of, most people are illiterate. It is the elite people that watch debate. No. If we would translate those debates in local languages for people, let us do it. Because they have a right to hear what their candidate wants to do for them. No matter who you are in this country, even if you can't speak English, you understand your local dialect or your local language. So please, debates are mandatory. And he also said, we can't afford people that have medical conditions not to tell us their medical conditions. Let's not forget, we had a president that died in office. And that leading up to the campaign collapsed at a point. So we saw it coming. And that's why it's unforgivable. We can also have a country where the president spent close to 200 days in a year out of the country. Do you know how much the country spent alone by parking the presidential jet abroad? We can't afford all of that because now we are broke. We don't have the money. So character is on the ballot. Competence is on the ballot. Yeah. As regards what is it called, the helicopter and all of that, yeah, that's politics season. That is, people are, crazy about him, just like people are crazy about other candidates. Yes. And as regards the things he said, hope he knows that a lot of Nigerians are writing promises down. I have a jotter now where I jot all the promises down for the presidential candidates. And we will ask them if they don't do it. Like Bola Ahmed Tinubu said, he will bring back the coal industry in Enugu. we will hold him accountable by that. Peter Obi says he will revamp education, we'll hold him accountable. Atiku said 10 billion for small businesses. The first thing we'll ask him is 10 billion for small. Kwankwaso said 500,000 new entrants that, we'll only write JAMB once every 4 years. We'll ask all of them, and they must all be accountable.
Well done. Ayo, I thought it was quite instructive, his town hall at Nsukka as well, where he talked about the debates, as Rufai has highlighted as well.
Yeah.
He talked about the fact that in the United States alone, the presidential candidates always hold debates, and it's so important so we can hear their ideas.
I'm glad he was presenting an intellectual conversation
Yes.
before an intellectual audience. And just what Rufai said, that before we get to legal sanctions, I believe that before we get to legal sanctions, we should have human and moral sanctions. So we don't have to have everything spelled out, especially when it comes to debates, because if the people understand the power that they wield, and you know that if this were a private organization, you are the employer. And so if the person who's coming for an interview refuses, or who's supposed to come for an interview with you to tell you just why they're the best fit for the role, refuses to attend that interview, then you won't even give the person an audience, let alone hire that person.
Exactly. That's a good question to the people. It's a straight, direct question, just what the pastor was asking the other day. This one, if you're an employer, you want to employ somebody, and the person that you're supposed to give a job, you call them for an interview, they are telling you they cannot come, but they still need the job. Will you give them the job? This is a question that anybody can answer. It's just that some of us choose to be deceiving ourselves. Whether you like it or not, Tinubu is not qualified at all to be my president. God forbid. It's not. Thank you very much, my people. I'd like us to move on because Dele Farotimi was interviewed. I'd like us to hear what you have to say here. Thank you.
During this election season, the plethora of promises by presidential candidates across the party lines, from repositioning the economy, fighting insecurity, to improving the educational sector in Nigeria, a whole lot of promises are being made during campaign season. On Thursday, presidential candidate of the Labour Party, Mr. Peter Obi, declared that he will end industrial action in Nigerian universities and other tertiary institutions. Situation he claimed had crippled the university education system. Obi spoke at the University of Nigeria Nsukka Business Interactive session titled State of Nigeria Economy, The Way Forward, held at the Central Bank of Nigeria University at auditorium, I should say, at the Enugu campus of UNN. Labour Party presidential candidate also advised Nigerians not to hand over the mandate of governing a sick country like Nigeria to a sick man. So joining us now on this morning show to discuss Peter Obi's visit to Enugu is Dele Farotimi, spokesperson of the Obidati Presidential Campaign Council. He'll be discussing also the arrest of the immediate past Director General of the Labour Party Presidential Campaign Council, Donyo Kukwe, by the Department of State Department of State Services. Welcome to the show. Real quickly, let's go straight to it this morning, because a lot of people are also saying, let's fact check. They said in his speech while in the university, he said in his time there were no strikes, and a lot of people said, while Obi was still in school, that you have had the Ali Must Go riots, that had segued into a lot of things. And how is he going to end the incessant strikes that pretty much have dogged our university system since the 80s? Or some people like to count the first official strike from the late 80s, the Babangida debacle, up till now. So those are two things to put forward there. We weigh all sides of the conversation.
No.
Yeah.
It's only right that journalists should ask questions.
Yeah.
And it is only proper that society should be informed by the questions and the answers that will be provided by the candidates or anyone who is looking for political office. So these questions are right, and they should be asked. Well, let me first of all clear something up. Like I've said earlier, compare apples with apples. When Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu speaks to student loans or anything, you've got to take that with a bucket of salt, because the words and the actions really match up. This is the same person who sold us the dummy that is currently sat in front of everybody and that we've had to deal with for the last 7.5 years. So anything he says...
So I just like you to, it's
No, when you say, no, you can be sold a dummy.
Okay.
I'm saying that we were sold a dummy in 2015. And Mr. Buhari is sat in the presidency today, mostly by the grace of Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu. No matter how far he wishes to distance himself, He has even promised to run on the record and to continue the legacy of 9 months closure. So when he speaks to student loans and people necessarily question his sincerity, there is a basis. When Mr. Peter Obi speaks, if he speaks to student loan, which I haven't said he spoke to, I said that is my own view. I am of the opinion that if you are going to properly fund education, you must also understand that all the funding is not going to come from government because you are still going to fund several other services. But if the people sees that the major line cost in governance is not the maintenance of legislators, governors, their spouses, their wives, is not about retinue of aides and all of that. If we can cut the waste in governance, you would have a whole lot of money coming from that to fund education and all the other social programs that are desired. As I have pointed out, it is almost impossible to speak with any credibility as to the finances of the Nigerian state today. Our central bank governor is nowhere to be found. The figures that he has put out are being questioned left and right. Nobody knows what is going on until anybody gets into power.
All right, okay, let's move away from education for a few minutes as we talk about the arrest of a former, the immediate past Director General of the Obi Dati Presidential Campaign Council, Mr. Doyin Okupe. He was on his way to London. According to him, he was going for medical checkup. And at the airport, Murtala Mohammed Airport, Terminal 1, he was arrested by the DSS, the secret police. And they said he was on the watch list. And this was masterminded by the EFCC. Now they've released him saying that it was erroneous, as it was because they forgot to take off his name from the watch list, or they didn't take off his name from the watch list following the his breach of the Money Laundering Act conviction, which he paid a fine in lieu of custodial sentence. I'd like you to speak, your take on this. What is the LP's position on this, being the fact that he's a chieftain of your party?
Well, I'll give you the LP's position. And then perhaps, because I think for the party is just yet more evidence of perhaps the inefficiency of the security system. Because if you had a man on your watch list and he's not particularly an unknown person, and then the time had come to remove him from your watch list, but you still kept him on your watch list, and then you had to go through the embarrassment of apologizing for wrongful arrest and all of that, it is suggestive of the capacities of our DSS. That the same DSS is too busy to chase after the real terrorists, but has time to be chasing after somebody he had no business with. It does not even bear commenting on, but I would hate to believe that it was a partisan thing. I would prefer to treat it as just another evidence of security collapse, perhaps, another example of the inefficiency of our security services, because what's the point? They just merely embarrass themselves and nobody else.
Let's quickly talk alliances. We're hearing that most big political parties are making alliances with smaller parties. Who is the Labour Party talking to?
The Nigerian people.
No,
we're talking to the Nigerian
as regards
people.
Other political, what's this alliance? The alliance with Kwankwaso, is there any inroad on that?
Like I said, we are talking to the Nigerian people. The Nigerian people are the ones who will vote in this election. Not big men, not alliances. Alliances help. And we have never foreclosed having alliances with anyone who is also looking to talk to the Nigerian people.
Are you still talking to NNPP?
I cannot speak to that because I am not party to any such discussion, but I can also not rule it out. I know we wouldn't be talking to the PDP, and we certainly wouldn't be speaking with the APC, but I would not be surprised if any such discussions might be ongoing, but in all honesty, I can't speak to it because I don't know.
Line open to speak.
I honestly cannot speak to that. You know me enough to know that if I know, I'll tell you I know. But you already know I'm a hot fellow amongst politicians. So when those kind of discussions might be going on, I doubt that anybody will remember to call Dele Faru to me to come and sit in those discussions. But I do know that we keep speaking to the Nigerian people, and Mr. Kwankwaso is an eminently qualified Nigerian. If the opportunity exists...
Is it Bola Tinubu an eminently qualified Nigerian?
Who is that?
Bola Tinubu.
Who is named that?
Bola Tinubu?
I really don't know who that is.
Dele Faratini say, you know, no be Bola Tinubu or Atiku. Let's listen again.
Fellow amongst politicians. So when those kind of discussions might be going on, I doubt that anybody will remember to call Dele Faratini to come and sit in those discussions. But I do know that we keep speaking to the Nigerian people, and Mr. Kwakwanso is an eminently qualified Nigerian. If the opportunity exists...
Is it Bola Tinubu, an eminently qualified Nigerian?
Who is that?
Bola Tinubu.
Who is named that?
Bola Tinubu.
I really don't know who that is, but I do know there is a man who calls himself Bola Tinubu, and I doubt that I can find accommodation in the same space with such a man.
What about Atiku Abubakar?
Yuck. That's the past.
Are these eminently qualified Nigerians?
No, I don't believe they are.
Why?
Because their record in public office does not suggest that they should be trusted with public office again.
But Bola Tinubu claims he served Lagos and he did well. He's the father of more than Lagos. Atiku Abubakar was former vice president in this country.
You would have made an excellent attorney to fight, but the truth is this. No matter how many times Bola Tinubu might care to repeat that lie that he built Lagos, it doesn't make it the truth. The reality on the ground is that the man built a Lagos where there is no hospital fit for him to use. He has built a Lagos where I doubt there is anybody in this building who sends their children to a school that he has built. So what Lagos did he build? The same one where people are spending 3-4 hours to get to work in the morning, another 3-4 hours to get to work in the evening?
But they said they built a blue rail.
What blue rail? For 16 years? 16 years to build how many kilometers of rail? At what cost? Look, the reality is that when a lie travels for as long as the Bola Tinubu lies and myths have traveled, eventually it must fall flat. And those lies have come to their end. You build the blue rail for 16 years. At what cost? How many years have they been building the Fourth Mainland Bridge? At what cost? Lekki Koi Bridge. At what cost? How many years did they toll it for? Lekki Ekpe Expressway. They've been building it for the last 16 years. They've not finished building it. In different sections of that road, it's already failing. We've been subjected to horrendous traffic on that. Look, when we're already speaking to the people, he can say, in fact, he built the moon. If it wasn't for him, there wouldn't be no Lagos. It would have been a creek.
All right. That is it on that particular video. Thank you very much, my people. I can see more people trying to join us on the backstage. Unfortunately, we have a full screen right now, but you can continue to try in case anybody lose their spot. You can take that. Please continue to help us to share this broadcast and like the broadcast as well. I appreciate every one of you. Thank you, my good people. I would like us to see the display of Aisha Yusuf, our dear sister, the display from her. I would like us to see this together. Thank you. Please mute yourself now. Who is this? Who is talking? Who is on the screen talking? Please mute yourself. Thank you. We cannot be passing same instruction every day here. It's not right. It's disrupting the broadcast. It's not right, to be honest.
We do not support you because you are from the southeast. We do not support you because you are Igbo. We support you because you are competent, because you have empathy, because you are compassionate, because you are servant leader, because you are transformative leader. And by the grace of God, on May 29, 2023, you will be sworn in as the president of the
if you be obedient, you need to be proud of yourself. Oh, trust me. Be obedient. If you see all these people where they say that they support Tinubu or Atiku, you know, they don't even have that boldness to demonstrate their love in public. All of them are hiding. If you ask some of them in public, who are you supporting? They'll say, "Don't worry, I'm not sure. I'm still thinking. They are not proud of who they are supporting. They are just deceiving themselves. You know, with the obedient, we are proud of who we are supporting. Anywhere we are, we demonstrate our love. You know, trust me. Is it that Peter Obi or never or nothing? Trust me. I would like us to quickly show more videos here. Yes, before we move on over PVC collection. Let's listen to this quickly.
Central School Road, ndị ụlọ ụwa anyị aka Igbo Ward 1. Ndị na-afọ ebe a bụ INEC officials. One of two of them. Ndị a na-ebe a kịta around. Look around you, what are you from ebe a now? They are here for you to come and collect your PVC. The cars are here with them. This is are filled with card, your PVC. Nobody's here. I'm the only one here, the only so here with these people. They come here, they go, they won't see anybody. Tomorrow they will be here again, they won't see anybody. At the end of the day, we will go on social media and tell INEC to extend the period of collection of PVC. Are you being fair to yourself? Like an adult Nigerian who has not collected his PVC up to this moment, are you not being irresponsible? No, tell me, are you being fair to yourself? I mean, how can you sit at home just to spend a few minutes to come clean your PVC will be a problem? INEC, we say INEC is the problem. Now look at INEC. These are INEC officials. They're here. No seat. You see where they're sitting. They're okay. They're not complaining. You that is the owner of the PVC, come and collect your card. You are nowhere to be found. Is this fair? Like, are we being fair on ourselves? Are we being fair to ourselves this way? Your PVC, your power to vote. Let me show you mine. This is my own. Without this, you cannot vote. Your PVC. Go and collect your PVC. Leave whatever you are doing. Go and collect your PVC and vote so that you don't have to suffer for the next 4 to 8 years. Haba, go and collect your PVC. No, not that power. Go and collect your PVC. What sort of thing is this? How can you be telling an adult Nigerian who has lived the past 7.5 years in Nigeria, who has witnessed what we've all been through in Nigeria, and you are, so the person is waiting for you to tell him or her to go and collect his PVC? I mean, how? Does it make sense? Go and collect your PVC.
Okay, that's a PVC awareness right there. I understand that a lot of Nigerians are putting lots of effort now to get their PVC, but we still have 1 or 2 people that are being reluctant, not pushing at all to go collect their PVC. So is that one way or the other? So is it that way, blame INEC or blame the people? But at this particular moment, INEC is also doing their effort, putting in their effort to make sure everybody collect their PVC. We, the people, have to continue to put in our own effort to make sure we collect our PVC. Yesterday in Edo State, we played this video yesterday, but I'd like to replay it again for those people that were frustrated to collect their PVC in Edo State.
PVC they do these things. They don't want to share card because they don't vote or be. We don't vote or be. We don't collect our cards. They don't want to share cards. They know what they do. They know what they are doing. And today not carry this video. Yes. They know what they do. This money. Only 5 cards they don't give for the card. This money, 5 cards. Yeah, we die here. Yes. We don't collect our cards.
How can almost the whole day in Edo State they were only giving 5 PVC? You know, it's very, very painful. I hope they have improved on that. I'd like us to listen to this video, which I've also played before in the past.
Time you see me, yeah, you better stand straight, chest out, shoulder up, and head raised, and salute. Because who's your mate? Who's your mate? With that PVC, you are talking to me anyhow. You talk to me softly. Because I just got my PVC. I don't know what happened, but as soon as I touched this, yeah, my accent just changed. There's no logic behind it, but I can't explain it. It was like, oof, that's it. That's it. And I started talking like this because I'm just better than you. I'm just better than you all of a sudden. So next time you see me, if you don't have PVC, you better respect me because I'm not your mate. Nonsense. We're just in a better class than you are. Suddenly. Who's talking without PVC? Please. I don't have humility anymore. Oh my God. I'm not showing you the picture, it's ugly, but still, I can vote. So we're not in the same level. Go and get your own before you talk to me. Who is talking to this peasant? Opening his teeth to give me suggestion about what? Nothing you say makes sense. Keep quiet.
All right. So that's all we have for you for now. We have another video. If we have the opportunity to have a second segment later on, then we will take Tomi on that one, part Tomi. But if not, yeah, my put it for tomorrow. But still, let's start talking. Thank you very much, my people, for your time with us. We appreciate you all. Help us to share this broadcast and like the broadcast. You're going to start hearing from a wonderful, talented, brilliant panelist right now. So stay tuned. I hope you have your popcorn, you have your beer or your Coke or your coffee with you, and let's listen. Let's talk about the things that's affecting us. You can call in. For those of you on the comment section, you can deliberate right there. And for those of you on the panel, we are here for you, as you are here for us. And God bless you all. I'll hand over to my co-moderator first, then we'll take it from there. Lefties, back to you. Thank you.
Yes, thank you. I really need to apologize from the start because I was having technical issues. You know, when I was saying, can anybody hear me? I was not hearing nothing. I have to restart my system because it was just bizarre. But however, we have to continue. Now, let me just start from the Peter Obi's town hall meeting in Enugu, UNN. In fact, where is Atiku and Tinubu? Are they not in this country? Are they not seeing what is happening? These are not paid crowd. These are people who just want the change. Nobody was giving money there. Nobody. And you see the mammoth crowd, and here people are telling us that in the Eastern Zone, there's going to be, you see Eastern people, you see how they came out en masse to actually celebrate our incoming president. And you heard what he said. He said, don't vote for me because I'm from this zone. Vote for me because I am the best. And really, Peter Obi is the best. You cannot trade that at all. It's nobody's going to. If you are saying that Atiku is better, Tinubu is better, you come here, tell us why you are saying that. He said, they said we have no structure. And they are talking about the structures of what? Bad government. And today, and today, what are we hearing? What are we seeing? The structures of bad government is the structure they say we don't have, is structure we are seeing now. You understand? So that Enugu town hall meeting, I think is wonderful. It's one of the best. And here we go again. We want to talk about Dele Faro to me. It was just too wonderful. You heard what he said on the studio when you mention of who is Tinubu, who is. To me, I will also say the same thing. I don't know these men. I don't know these people. Because these are people you cannot trust with. The public treasury. These are people you cannot trust with the public properties. These are people that has mismanaged everything we had today. These are people that have led us to where we are. And these are people that have also said by themselves, they single-handedly gave us what we are suffering today. The present government that we are in today, that have no respect for you and me. Then tell us, why would anybody want to continue in this kind of suffering. As of today, I don't know of tomorrow. Maybe as of today, it must have been maybe more. We have 77 trillion naira debt. 77 trillion naira. And you know what that means. So, guys, I don't think anybody will want to, anybody will want to like continue with this present suffering that we are in. I don't think anybody will want to continue. Then let's go to PVC collection, where it is very clear. It's a clear matter that there's big penalties going on. In Edo State, people want to collect their PVC, but the INEC officers are not there. We've seen series of video, not just this one we saw. We've seen series of video where you go to schools and you see nobody and people are there waiting. I don't know what's happening to Edo State. I think there's big politics going on. The is that we are afraid of. We can also see INEC officer even waiting for the people to come and collect their PVC. That was the video where the man was saying, look at them, they are here. Even look at where they were sitting, no table, nothing. But these people and it still went out to sit on just the corridor of the house, just sit on the. You saw where they were with their PVC that they want to give out. I think they are really doing well in that region. But that of Edo is something else, and that of Lagos also. From the freelance we are getting, that the moment they know your name is not Yoruba, they hardly want to give you the. It is better you just put on Tinubu's shirt and his cap if you want to go and collect your PVC in Lagos. The moment you come with those regalis that will give you your PVC, they're also trying to truncate non-natives, Igbos and other people who are non-native in Lagos. They're also trying to start. They've started their ringing in Lagos by making sure they are not giving their PVC to other people. They know that is very wrong. I will still also say yes, for those of us that have not collected our PVC, please let's go and collect our PVC. The time is very short. The time is very, very short. And the only weapon you have right now is getting your PVC ready and making sure we make this change. Inshallah, we would actually get there. You saw the display Aisha gave on this in Enugu. What a wonderful display. Who would believe that Aisha was so spirited? She want the change. She know what people are passing through. She is a known activist. Imagine a known activist coming out to say, no, we need to do this. And really, we really need to do this change. That is all I think I can say for now, so that other people can also speak. And the very first person we have today, though he has been having network problem going off and on, is Samson O. Scott. He was the very first man that came on the studio today. Samson O. Scott, good evening. Please talk to us. Samson, can you hear us? All right. It seems Samson is not right there. We'll go straight to the next persons, which is Good Luck Sonny. Do we still have him? Yes. Good Luck Sonny.
Okay, Good Luck Sonny is not responding. Let's move on to Madam Rita.
No, after Good Luck Sonny, we have the next person would have been.
Is Madam Rita. People that is
Edo
here.
Pikin.
He's not on the screen.
Okay, Madam Rita. All right, Madam Rita, please talk to us.
Thank you. Good afternoon, everybody. Everybody at home.
Rita, for joining us. Good evening to you, Madam. Talk to us.
Yeah, good evening, Sir Elvis and Mr. Leftist and Mommy Diaspora. Thank God, it's happy weekend. I want to start with Liberus Oshoma. He was just spot on, when he dissected how our political game is being played in Nigeria. And, the part that was kind of humorous for me was when he said about FKK Femi Fani Kayode, the toothless bulldog. He said FFK happened to Nigerian politics and not the other way around. That was very funny for me. And, in all of what he said, the swapping, or rather I would call it the flyover, of the Nigerian brand of politics, it just shows that the average politicians we have today, both old and young. I would say 90%, or rather 80%. It's not really about the modus operandi of the political party they belong to, because I believe every political party has their modus operandi, and that's why you see, like in the United States, where people who are Democrats or Republican, no matter what, even if they have a bad market, like for example Donald Trump for the Republicans, people didn't leave that party. They stood by what the Republican Party represents. The fact that he was an embarrassment, many of them didn't even vote, or they just stayed on the side, but they didn't leave the party, because the Republican Party has the modus operandi that they have been following for years. It doesn't waver. But in the Nigerian sphere, we don't have politicians who even believe in the MOU of their party. The style of politics, in the way Lebros Oshoma described, is just what it is. It's all about me, myself, and I. If you ask Agbado now or Mikano, can you give us the modus operandi of the party you represent? They can't, because nobody reads the books. Nobody reads the papers. And it's so funny that you see people say, oh, we want to see your manifesto. We want to see your manifesto. But so far, the APC and the PDP, the candidates haven't been able to explain to us what their manifesto represents, even if they explain it to us. I mean, the one that we are experiencing now, the APC government, I think everything in their manifesto is not what we're seeing on ground. It's not what we're seeing in reality. So looking at everything holistically, the style of politics we play in Nigeria is about me, myself, and I. And anywhere the sun shines, that's where I go to. Anywhere where there's a cloud, I shift, and I give reasons why I have to shift from that cloud to where it shines, no matter what. So reputation, doesn't matter at that point. It's just about the money. It's just about where the sun is shining, and that's it. And I think it's going to replicate itself when Peter Obi becomes president. When the Labour Party is the ruling party, trust me, those people in the National Assembly, even the local politicians, they will all deflect to Labour Party. Because over the years, we have played that style of politics. I think it is left for us, you and I, to see that anyone who is not changing, or who is not, let me use the word changing from the present party they belong to, or let me use the word aligning to the Labour Party right now, before 25th of February election, and after 25th and Peter Obi becomes president, and you want to swap over, it is left for you and I to open our eyes and say, hey, don't join us now because Peter Obi is there. Anybody who is going for House of Rep or Senate in Edo State now, and then you are under the auspices of the APC and PDP, and you think that once Peter Obi comes and then you now swap over, you are fake. You are fake. You are counterfeit. You're not real. That shows that you're not even about the people. It's about where the sun is shining. So that is the kind of politics that we are playing. So that awareness is going to take a long time. I think we are still in the embryo stage of democracy in Nigeria. I think we are still in the embryo stage of how to play politics. I think we are still in the embryo stage of what it is to be a leader of a country, or leader of your community. It's unfortunate this is what it is, because I mean, we're looking at 30 years damage or 40 years damage of the system. So it will be very hard now to try to start to educate Nigerians, even the ruling class. We have to start educating them to say, this is how it's being done. Sometimes, most of them know, but holistically, because of that spirit of greed, that spirit of me, myself, and I, that insatiable spirit of just going for the wealth and not looking at, multiplication for the future. It's all for the now. It's hard to pull somebody out of that brainstorm. It's hard. But that's why, we have channels like, Naija Watch. You keep speaking. Even if people will say that you are speaking too much or you are being aggressive, it doesn't really matter, because what you're focusing on is the eye on the ball, is to change people's mindset of what it is to play politics, what it is to be a leader, what it is to, you're promising your people, because you want to serve your people. And then when you get that opportunity God has given to you, you should truly serve your people the way it is, and not allow so-called cabal, because sometimes we kind of mystify these people that are, so we kind of mystify them, cabals or people like Agbado, we mystify them. I don't know if it's our culture or our subservient nature of this respect, that make us mystify these people. They are really nothing without the electorate. They are really nothing. That's the truth. So that is something that we all have to really work on, because the way Lebros Oshoma just played it out, that's exactly what's happening. And I think that's what's going to happen after Peter Jirokobi becomes president. So we have to really work on ourselves truthfully. You can't support something and behind the scenes you're supporting another thing. Like, it's like still sitting on the fence. You can't be supporting someone like Governor Baseki now, for example, and or you're supporting, you're giving excuses for him, and you call yourself an obedient, but you forget you forget that the same Obaseki supporting one of the evil ruling class of Nigeria, because obviously Nigerian politics happened to him the same way Osoma said, and then this same person prevented your candidate from using the Ogbe Stadium, using all tools just to make sure that your candidate is not credible, sort of. And then at the end of the day, you still support this person. So where are you? Where are you? So maybe we all need to re-examine ourselves truthfully. I'm not going to do it. God has given us that conscious liberty to make the right decision. So you cannot support one thing. At the end of the day, you give excuses for the other thing that is causing issues for what you're supporting. It's like, what's wrong there? There's something fundamentally wrong. It's either it's an ego trip, or it's just that you're not just being truthful to yourself or your community. That's just how I see it. And as for Arise TV, when I see the crowd of the people from UNN, just going around Peter Jirokobi, what I see is the heart of the people, the heart of Nigerians. That's what I see. Everybody wants to touch you. Everybody aligns with you. Everybody believes in you. Everybody wants to just be around you. They just want you to be there. This is beyond just loving somebody. This is what your heart yearns for, is what you are seeing manifesting in physical. So when you see it, you want to grab it, you want to touch it. And I think that is the heart of everybody. Every Nigerian who is suffering, whose Nigeria has happened to them, when they see Peter Jirokobi, they're showing their heart. They're showing their heart. They want good governance. They want somebody that can give them hope. They want somebody that can expunge the evil forces beclouding Nigeria. So it's the heart. It's their heart is what they're expressing. That's what I see. And I see Nigeria Watch, you might not know it, coming here every day, for the past 1 year, and I mean, for the past more than 7 months now, with this obedient movement, and even everybody who is truly not sitting on the fence now, speaking to the ones who are truly obedient. You come here every day and you talk, you donate money and all that. You are actually acting on what is in your heart, because your heart wants good governance. Your heart is bleeding for people who are suffering from the throes of the wicked system that we have. You are expressing it. We are all expressing it in different ways. I'm talking about the true people who really love Nigeria, who are really truthful to their conscience. So Nigeria, that is what you are expressing. We are all expressing. I'm expressing what is in my heart. That's how, however I express it. I might be yelling, I might sound aggressive, but that's just how my heart is yearning for good governance. That's how I want to express it, and when you talk about Arise TV, when that other lady, I mean, that's somebody who I really, she's somebody to really watch out for. She's talking about human and moral compass. What is the human and moral compass of all the candidates so far? If you cannot come up to your people to say, okay, this is what I can provide for you. This is how I'm going to provide for you. Not just showing up. It shows that your heart is not with the people. What is the moral compass about that? It means you don't care. When you ignore somebody, when you are quiet, when you dismiss somebody, it means that person is not in your heart. If Agbado dismisses Nigerians, or tells Nigerians to shut up, or just ignores, it shows that the heart of Nigeria is not in his heart. I don't even think he has a heart anyway. But it's just, and even the surrogate, it just means that, what are you guys doing? What are you guys doing? Like, the soul of Nigeria is not even in your mind. All you just want to get is in the riches of Nigeria, the natural riches that you didn't even create. God Almighty gave us this thing freely. You didn't create it. You want to steal it from people. So the heart of the people is not, it has never ever really been in the heart of majority of the political class. Even looking at the political space now, with all the candidates, I can pick one or two candidates. I would say, the heart of Nigeria is really imbibed in them by their expression, the way they talk to people, even the way they even react to their opposition insults. It shows that Nigeria is bigger than any insult anybody gives me. Nigeria is bigger than the lies oppositions want to give the gullible people. Nigeria is bigger than all the appendages of all the useless surrogates who wants to cover up or try to twist and turn comments, rude comments or statements to malign people and their about tribe and religion. Nigeria is bigger than all of that. So Peter Jirokobi has shown, to me, he's the most pivotal candidate so far that has shown, that all those things that they say about him, all the lies, all the excuses, Nigeria is bigger than that. So why wouldn't your heart yearn for such a person? So that's why I say all those shouting, obedience, the dancing is the heart of the people expressed in the physical. As for Dele Farotimi, that's a man that I've followed for a very long time. I mean, that's a man I just respect, and the way he presents himself, he just eloquently presents himself. He might be insulting you, but he does it in an eloquent and very classy manner. I just love it when he said, like, who is Agbado? Who is he? You can't say you know somebody, because really he doesn't know him, but he knows somebody calls that name. Who has not even shown any reasonable doubt that you are and something to even show as somebody who has taken the public taxpayers' money, and spend it diligently. So that is why what he said was just spot on. I mean, he has said it all. I won't even talk much on Dr. Doyin Okupe. Like I said yesterday, the EFCC and the DSS, they've made themselves political pawns already. So it's just what he said when he said they're just showing the inefficiency of this system of government, of these agencies, and it cuts across a lot of agencies. It's plain, with the INEC, that's an agency on its own, even if you say they're all independent, but really they're not really independent. And there's so much inefficiency, it cuts across the board. On alliances, I think Rufai, I would say he was just trying to ask him those questions because he really wanted to know the nitty-gritty and his opinion about what Dele Farotimi's opinion about if he would welcome any alliances or if he's supporting any alliances. Every political party would always want another party to align with them, because at the end of the day, politics is all about numbers. So the more numbers you have, the better for you. Like he said they might as well just say Agbado built the moon. In fact, or he created the moon, because when a lie is continuous, it comes to a point, it becomes flat. It's just like a balloon. You keep blowing the balloon. There's a limit where the balloon would blow, and then he just bursts, and it becomes flat. It becomes useless. So that's why this mantra of he built Lagos is becoming a realization to many Nigerians that this bogus lies is just becoming bigger and bigger, and it's gonna get flat. In fact, it's deflating now, because even Jadon just said the TVC station owned by Agbado, owned by the man at Bodilon, is a land that belonged to Lagos State University of Science and Technology. That's so when you see people converting public lands, and then you now say the person built their own personal empire. So their lives are getting flat now. So that's why most of their surrogates, you hardly see them, like the likes of Dino and Reno. You see what they are coming now is showing us, social media campaign now that they said that Peter Obi's people are just social media, but now they're not using social media now to show their lies, and I am ashamed for them already. I am ashamed. And as far Aisha Yusuf, I don't know the career last, like she said. I think she's an inspiration to the Muslim woman. You see, I think for her joining the Obi Dati movement, I think it was intentional. And I want to praise the Labour Party for convincing a woman of her caliber and her presence to join the Obi Dati movement, to join the movement of transforming Nigeria. Forget the fact that she's an activist, but I think she represents the modern Muslim woman. I think she has surpassed the age where, a Muslim woman who wears the hijab, she's trying to say you can wear the hijab, you can be a Muslim woman, but you can also be outspoken. You can also align, with, you can also participate in politics. You can align with the modern day trends, without actually taking away your beliefs in God. So she's a full representation, of the typical Nigerian Muslim woman, who wears the hijab, because not all Muslim women that wear the hijab. But I think she's a good representation for the Obidati movement. And, she just shows that age and religion is not a barrier to, speaking up for your society. Age and barrier, or even age and religion, especially religion, because that's her dressing represents, everybody knows where she comes from. It shouldn't be a barrier. You can express yourself. You can be young. I mean, I think she's 48 years old this year. But you see how she is a very fit woman. She's outspoken. She's a mother, she's a wife, and she's also a Muslim woman who wears the hijab. But guess what? She's outspoken. She speaks out without fear. She talks to the federal government, and nobody can touch her because God is protecting that woman. She has a husband that she respects, and the man carries her like egg, and she respects her home. She brings politics separate and her home front separate. So she's trying to even show the typical Muslim woman that wearing the hijab doesn't mean staying in your house or hiding your face. No, you can wear the hijab, but you can also participate in transforming Nigeria. I really commend the Labour Party, and I want to thank Aisha Yusuf, for all her efforts. I'm very, very proud of her, and as a Nigerian and also a woman, also an Edo woman, I'm very, very proud of her. And lastly, for the PVC collection, that guy on the red checkered shirt, he's a reflection of the environment that he's in. And I don't blame him when he says we are not being fair to ourselves to pick up our PVC. And I don't blame him for his expression of kind of supporting the inefficiency of the INEC, as an entity. Because the question we should be asking is, if he really educates himself, let me put it that way, or if he's even aware that if you look at the INEC law, INEC has a sole responsibility of making sure that every person who registered for a voter's card or PVC, that they get it. Now, that they get it in clause now. What are the processes what processes has INEC done so far to make sure every legally registered person of a Nigerian descent gets their PVC in Nigeria? They have only come to bring surrogates like Festus Okoye, who is in the same vanishing game like Emefiele, who doesn't show up anymore. They only come on TV, or they write a publication and they expect that, okay, everybody in Nigeria has lights, or everybody understands English in Nigeria. What have they done? How have they reached out to the National Orientation Agency? How have they reached out to the local people with the local language, those in the village who are not even aware that, okay, they are collecting cards? How have they reached out to the traditional rulers? How have they reached out to the community leaders to make sure to announce to their people, come and collect your PVC at this location or this location? We just hear, come to your local government. How many people know who their local government chairman is? How many people how many people know their councillors? How many in Edo State that we don't have an existing local government? Where are they going to pick it up? Okay, they'll go to the ministries or the surrogate that the government has placed there to pick it. I mean, let us go to the roots. Let us not look at the surface. How has INEC tried? Because I know for sure, you can Google it. What is the budget of INEC? If you guys see the money, I'm not even going to say it here. I want you to do your research yourself. The money that has been budgeted, this is from last year, National Assembly approved, or even 2 years ago. The money that INEC has, you wouldn't believe it. You will now wonder why they don't have a place of sanity where people can easily go and pick up. Those people are sitting down on just like a concrete, and they're just sitting down there like they're coming to collect akara. Like INEC has an issue. INEC is ineffective. And why is this issue predominantly in the South-South? INEC has not addressed underage voters. INEC has not addressed what Yoruba people are doing to people in Lagos. What they're doing to people who are not of the Yoruba descent or who are Igbos. They haven't dealt with that. They haven't dealt with the fact that some people go there, they want to pick up but there are different sanctions against them and they don't give it to them, or they give them different excuses. Let us face that. That guy coming to talk, I would say, I will not blame him because he's a product of his environment. So he's not even seeing any error of INEC. INEC should go and employ people of they're investing now. If you give them 10,000 naira, every university student, either in final year or third year or second year, go and apply to every university. Give them these cards. There are ways to engage people and say, go to this address, this area, and go to this house and make sure that they give them this card. I know what I'm saying because I was part of a program like this many years ago. Many years ago in Union and United Nations is a program, and they wanted people to go to every community in Nigeria where they dispersed a lot of equipment donated by United Nations. And that's what even brought me to the community of Umpo in Anambra State. I have never been, that is such a beautiful, beautiful place as I so many years ago, but we make sure like you have inventory people that you employ on a temporary basis to make sure these things are there. What INEC can practice that they know what to do. They don't want to spend the money. They don't want to use the money. It's all about corruption. They're very ineffective. So I will not blame people who don't even bother to go and pick up their PVC at this point because the people are frustrated. People are frustrated. INEC should go and they should post it in a foreign language in Canada. The people like that represent INEC, they post your cards to your house. Even if they don't post it, you on election day, if you don't have a card, all you need to be sure your ID. That is all. We don't have a database. So what is INEC doing? They're just playing a game. And why is it in the South? Why? So we should start looking at those places. We start asking INEC before people come to say, go and collect your PVC. Or you're telling people, oh, they're not coming. Or they're not. It's all lies. It's all lies, man. It's all lies. We should start. Where is Professor Okoye? I keep saying that man has to come out. He has to come out. I've written several times to INEC. Where is Professor Okoye of the INEC spokesman? He has to come on national daily. We don't want to see any written notes by your secretary. He has to come out and start answering all the questions we're asking. Thank you. I'm done. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Madam Rita. Thank you so much. Okay.
Thank you very much, Madam Rita. That was a very beautiful one. Though I was not hearing you directly from here, but I had to quickly switch to listen to you. That was you spoke your heart, and it's very, very good. So the next person will be Teobala. Teobala, please talk to us.
Yeah, thank you so much. Good morning, good afternoon.
Good evening to you, my brother Teobala. Thanks for joining us.
I greet you, sir. Thank you, everyone. I really appreciate each and every one of us for making our time coming on this platform like this because we don't have much time anymore. You know, we have few weeks to the election after February 25th. You know, if we did not get it right, remember, it's going to hurt every one of us. That's the more reason we are coming out to ensure that we educate people, we speak to their conscience and all of that. And going forward, I want to urge each and every one of us to at least pick up a phone, call your people back home, try as much as you can to reach out to them. At least let them know the reason why they are voting the person of Peter Obi. Let them know about this the election cycle, how it has affected their life. That is more reason this man came out, this Oshoman, he said so many things that Nigeria have happened to many of us. Let them know the reason why they should go out and vote. Because now we have no time. We must do our part. That is more reason. If you check very well now, we have 77 trillion, like what Mr. Lefty have already said earlier. Debts awaiting us, you know. And if they have used this money for the public good, maybe to build roads, schools, and all of that, we will have issues. At least it's not bad a nation can owe debt, but the killings, Nigeria happened to many of us, you know. Is it the killings? Many people lost their life. Look at what happened in those states recently. You know, people were being kidnapped. Up till now, we don't know what is happening with those families. We decided to leave the politics over time to all these politicians So it's time for us to take it back because we are the citizens. We don't have to be subservient to those the so-called leaders. They ought to be subservient to us because we give them the power. We elect them to those offices they are today. So please, I want to use the opportunity once again to beg you as an individual listening to me right now. Pick up a phone, call your family member back, or call your friends, call your well-wisher, whatever, for them to go and get their PVC and get ready to vote for Peter Obi. So going back to Peter Obi's rally in Ogun, he has really said so many things that we should take into consideration. Talking about the structure of criminality that this APC and PDP have brought to us over the years. They have structures, yes. This is what they keep on using to deceive people. They have structure, all the villages and all of that. They forget the fact that people are the one who cast votes. People are the one who are responsible to electing their leaders. But because we fail to, take into consideration the reason why we should all participate in politics over the years, we allow this leader to dictate our future for us. Time have come again for us to know that this structure they are talking about is a structure of criminality according to Peter Obi. We must not allow them to keep on using that structure to destroy our future, to destroy our community. Our healthcare sector is not working. We don't have lights. We don't have good roads. Why? Because of these bad and evil structure they planted in our land. Many of us are living abroad. Many of us don't want to come before. As a result of this evil structure, we decide to leave that country. See what happened to one of our own, Kachi, recently. Why? Because they feel that we are coming to destroy that structure. They don't want that structure to go. They are not coming like a vampire, scaring you away. That's what Oshoma just told you right now. They will come. They will fight. They will come with different propaganda and many other things just to scare you. But the good news is that we are taking back our country. There is more resilient. The movement of this the obedient movement, have really created a lot of awareness. My joy is that we have a negative reputation across the globe, whether you like it or not. Once they know you are from Nigeria, they believe that most Nigerians are criminals. They believe that Nigerians are corrupt. But imagine what will happen if Peter Obi eventually win, or when he win, not that if, definitely we win this election. Remember, just imagine what will happen to you, that a man that does not give shishi, the citizen, without collecting one naira, vote this person in. It will tell good of you as a citizen anywhere you find yourself in the world, that we are not corrupt as they portray us across the globe. Just imagine that image that you are going to redeem of, that we reject the money bags, that we reject those corrupt leaders. We follow a man of sincerity, a man who have compassion, who have empathy. This is the image we are trying to portray. That is the more reason we are fighting for the person of Peter Obi. He promised so many things of providing a good leadership. Over the years, for the past 7.5 years now, what has happened to many of us. Look at the price for the bag of rice. Look at our minimum wage. Has it affected each and every one of us? People are no longer living their life comfortably in Nigeria. They cannot afford to feed themselves. There's more reason Peter Obi is resonating with the people, resonating with the masses. It's very important we put all these things into consideration. Don't allow their money by the Agbados and the Mekano to come and send their surrogates. Start telling you things that is irrelevant, inconsequential, just to let you know that you are not doing enough. But this election is about you, it's about your future, it's about the future of your own generation, and in general, it's about the common good of the nation. We cannot afford to have a nation that is so blessed with natural and human resources. Yet we are living in penury. We are living in poverty. Is it coal? We have coal. We have lithium. We have oil. We have, as you look at our population, which is enough to even do better anywhere in the world. But our production system is low. Why? Because of all these leaders. I just like what I just said just now about what Jandor said also. Having a land that was meant for to be for science and technology, as the case may be in Lagos, now be used for one might just consign that to his own personal property. Leaving the human capital aspect of nation building, arts, the core aspects. So these are the reasons why all these people who are coming out to say they want to lead the nation, they don't have anything to offer. All they just want to amass wealth for themselves and their cronies. And going back to, okay, if you see what those Peter Obi promises, like he has said, it's not just a promise, it's what he said he has done in the past that is coming to replicate at the national level. Like he said earlier, he said he has implemented MDG goal, you know, and these are the way of measuring nation building. If you want to measure any performance of any government, look at how he impacted the average life of the citizen. You talk about education. Has this man done well in the area of education? Yes. Moving a nation from number 26 or so to number 1. That is one of the core area of human capital development, education. And the record is there to speak. Is it in the healthcare sector, where he built so many hospitals, I would like teaching hospitals at whatever, health centers, you know? These are the area we are talking about. Now, going back to Dele Farotimi, and before we go there, remember, according to Ayo, that a lady at Arise TV, she said something very important. Now we are about to electing a leader who wants to lead us for the next 8 years or 4 years, or the case may be. And some of these leaders are not coming out for debate. They are not engaging you for public forum or so. You cannot even meet them to ask them questions. All they do is to arrange their own personal people to come and ask them planned or prepared question. You know? And remember, we only have one way to sanction these people, because we don't have electoral law now, because they are not coming out for a debate. Say, okay, we have a law that can sanction them. No, it is your PVC that can sanction these people. Use your PVC to remove them for office, or even not allow them get to that office. Whether you like it or not, and one of the ways to assess a leader is through public and intellectual conversation. You know, now you don't have this man to ask questions. Not even one. I've never seen anywhere where this man come. Maybe you will not see people calling from 1 or 2 places asking a Tinubu or Atiku questions. You know, and this, when they eventually enter office, for instance, you will not see them to engage with. They will not be appearing to you. People are living in IDP camp and all of that. They will not go there to go and empathize with them. These are the reasons why we say we need a leader who have empathy, a leader who have compassion, and a leader who is prudent and who has the ability to manage public resources for the common good of the nation. We don't need a leader who stole our commonwealth to his friends and cronies. So it's very important we take note of all these things, that coming out on a public forum like this to come and speak about these things, we are not just coming out because we just want to say what we want to say, or we just want the world to hear our voice. This is the reason why we are doing all these things. Most of us have works, or we have things we are doing in our private home, you know, but we are doing all this into electing people. Even if you go to my my WhatsApp, my this thing, I use it as my status, because it is now or never. That's whenever Evie starts the show, I always like listening to that first part. Freedom is now or never. If you cannot get it now, I don't know what will happen in the future. I don't know what will happen. So Dele Farotimi, if you really watch the video of Dele Farotimi, he said so many things regarding our public education, especially Nigeria system of education. He said so many things that when he even went to a construction site, the number of people working there are people from Ghana, people from other countries. You know, you see different sites now where they are constructing roads. Yes, they are doing well, but at a point, who are those people managing those construction? The majority of them are white. But we have an educational system that is not working in the country. We have engineering, you know, we have different places. We have the education, but it's not, the system is totally bad. That what they are being, our structures, or what's it called? The curriculum is not measuring up with what is happening in the real world. These are the things we are talking about. When you're talking about nation building, it starts with the educational standard of a country. When your educational standard of a country is low, definitely it will replicate among our society people. How can you go to school after years of education, you know, you have nothing to write home about? Our manufacturing system is weakening because our education system has weakened over the years. Today now the world is moving into tech. Our education system is not even driving towards that direction. If you take a look at go and check the curriculums. in our various institutions. They are still teaching Pascal, teaching Kobo. Even it's only few of those private schools that are even measuring up with modern days programming language and all of that. Why am I saying all these things? Whenever we talk about nation building, these are the core area you need to start building it from. Even from primary school. I remember I went to one of the schools here in the US to go and teach some students. I meet some young students, not even at the tertiary level now. You know, it was part of my primary responsibility. I just let me go and give my services to the community and all of that. You know, engaging with literature, they are teaching them Python at their low level. Meanwhile, university students in Nigeria cannot even afford to write a simple code who are even study computer science. Or mathematicians cannot even implement or develop a model that can solve problems in the country. These are the reasons why we are crying for a better Nigeria. People who have that passion to make sure that a nation is moving toward the right direction. If you watch Labour Party now, it's an array of people, array of intellectuals who believe not just themselves, but the public good, who believe in moving the nation from a consuming nation to a producing nation. The person of Dele Farotimi, Asha Yusuf, Patu Tomi, and many others. These are people who are coming, and many others that will come, like you and I, can contribute our effort. We must not hold any offices. I was discussing with one of the lecturers in Nigeria recently. At least me, I'm doing some certain. I can go back, maybe spend one week, and then give 1 or 2 lectures and come back. But when you don't have a system that encourage intellectual, that encourage competency, how will the nation grow? So it's very important we put all this into consideration, because going forward, I don't know what will become of, or if we fail to elect a leader, for these offices that will move a nation to a better place. And going back to PVC collection, Rita has said so many things very important. That is what I was proposing in my heart. If you watch, we have UPS, we have FedEx, we have which other 9 posts and all of that. We say we don't have job in the country. These are way of creating jobs. Why can't you assign people, recruit people that will be doing all this PVC collection? During PVC collection, they ask you of your address, your phone number. Now, when they are distributing PVC, why can't you use that same address and phone number to distribute this PVC to all these people at their various location? And now we are saying there is no job in the country. So it's so unfortunate that we find ourselves in a country like that, where people or government don't even find a way of creating jobs for the masses. Yet we are crying. And these are the reasons why we have all this government does not even have plan for the nation. So it's so unfortunate for that. But I will also urge Nigeria, they will do everything possible to discourage you, but try as much as you can to get your PVC, because you only have this last chance. I'm going to be sincere with you. You only have the last chance to elect your leader. If you don't elect your leader, remember what will happen. Imagine what will happen if you fail to elect Peter Obi. They know fully well that the youth are not for them. But if you fail to elect Peter Obi come this February, you know what will happen? They will not even regard you in their scheme of things. So please, as much as we can, to put everything into consideration when going to collect this PVC, and always speak to people around your social media platform, your village people, your friends. Talk to them. The more you keep on singing these Peter Obi's praises and all of that, the better it is for them and for every one of us. I really commend each and every one of us for the good work we are doing.
Thank you.
We do not relent. We hope for a better Nigeria. Thanks.
All right. Thank you very much, Mr. Chiobala. Why, before we call on the other person, we'll be having this person on the line, Gingerbread Man. I just urge him to wait. He's been itching to say something. So let's give him one opportunity for him to say what he wants to say. So, Gingerbread Man, please talk to us. We can hear you. Go ahead.
We can't hear him, Lefty. We can't hear him.
Can't hear him?
He's too faint.
The place you are is noisy.
Tell him to sort himself out and call back. He's too noisy there.
Okay, all right.
We can't hear him.
Yes, the place, the background is actually very noisy.
Yes, we
That's the
can't
truth.
pick a call like that. Thank you, everybody, for your time with us. We appreciate you all. Ginger Breadman, you can call back again later on when you've settled. Yes, please make una help us share this broadcast. Make una like the broadcast. I can see now that the like, have stopped again. Please continue to press a like there and help us to share. I can see that you guys have stopped sharing as well. Our voices needs to go far. Meda Rita and Tiobala have give a wonderful submission. So all this submission you're still going to hear from other panelists now. We need to share it so that it can reach out to other people that is still sitting on the fence to know that there's only one hope we have right now, which is Mr. Peter Obi. Please help us to share and like. And God bless you. Now I appreciate every one of you. Thank you for those of you that just joining us right now. I can see more people joining us right there on the comment section. Thank you, and God will bless all of you now. Please help us to share. Let's take a quick break. Then we're coming back in the next 1 minute. God bless you all.
But I want to say that whoever is planning and plotting wickedness for this country, whatever pit they are digging, they will be the ones that will fall inside. And I want to bless God for the life of all the obedient movement all over the country. For the high spirit. Let me hear the obedience shout. Now I want to say to you, all of you, the millions of obedience, you either fan the flames and keep the fire burning by conquering the evil, or you allow these evil ones to quench your dreams and destroy your lives and your destiny. You started well last year, that all over the country you were sponsoring yourselves and you were leading the rallies, one rally after the other. And we must push through. We must not slow down. We must finish well. We must sing the real song of a new Nigeria. A new Nigeria is coming in the month of February. Some people said the last time you were talking, you said curse on anyone that votes any wicked person. I will say it again. Anybody that will join hand to bring darkness over Nigeria, God curse those people. I'm not the one only speaking. Go and check the way God said. Any hand join in hand to do wickedness, God said it shall not be well with the wicked. Peter Obi is not standing for himself. He's standing for the masses. He is not the one contesting. The masses are contesting through him. He is not standing for any specific tribe. He's not standing for any specific religion. He is standing for all tribes and all religion. He is the hope of the common man. With Peter Obi, Nigeria will be great again. Following me, we will vote for Peter Obi and Dati Yusuf Ahmed. Stand on your feet and shout, yes!
All right. Thank you very much, my people. I appreciate every one of you. Please continue to share and like. And I want to say that the $ is right there on the comment section. You can click on it, support us, encourage us on what we do here as well. We really do appreciate that. Thank you very much, my people. Now, God bless you. Now, we'd like to move on to the next person, which is Machiavelli.
Machiavelli.
Yes, my brother Machiavelli. Talk to us. Good evening to you.
Thank you. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon to all of you. Thank you, my lovely brother Elvis, and my second panelist there, which is Lefty. Thank you, my lovely brother, for having me on the show. And good evening to those on the panel and to those in the comment section. Good evening to you, and thanks so much for sharing and liking the broadcast and encouraging people right here to do more for you. And to those concerned citizens that are around the globe sitting, watching from their computer or their TV, thank you for participating. And thank you for being there for us. Well, today's podcast is a very, very interesting one. And today we have seen that whatever we say here, it actually touching on the ground. I will reflect that to the first video we'll just watch of how this guy actually laid down the Nigerian politics from top to the bottom, how it all started. And it was very interesting when he started giving you everything that I can hear
Mr.
myself
Machiavelli,
back.
my brother. Mr. Machiavelli.
Yeah.
Yes, please. Ginger Breadman just said he is in a place where he can talk now. Just 1 minute.
All right,
1
I'll give
minute,
that.
please.
I'll let him
Ginger
speak.
Breadman, 1 minute. Go ahead. Ginger Breadman. You were in a very noisy place before. Now you say you're in a place you can talk. Can
We
you
can't
just go
hear
ahead?
him, Leftist.
I
We
think
can't hear.
this is network problem now.
Then he shouldn't tell him to sort
Yes,
himself out.
go ahead
Go
now,
ahead,
Mr.
Israel. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you so much. Well, I was very happy when he gave the whole Nigerian politicians, he gave you everything and see where we have arrived. Did we yield anything? The answer was no. And it shows that everything we say here, these people are also vindicating us that when we say that the foundation of the Nigeria system has been wrong. A lot of people don't doubt it. They still believe on whatever it is on their mind. Like I said, whatever I'm saying annoys you, I'm sorry. You just have to live with it. Or if you don't want to listen, the ball is your choice. You can cover your ears. But I've said it right from day one that the foundation is wrong. And thank God this guy is proving it. I don't know him. Because unless we see the political spectrum, is anything that we've that has yield anything for Nigerians? No. Nigerians are scattered around the globe. Why? Because where they come from has never yield anything. We transited from the military to a democracy. Zero. It has been run by the oligarchs. It's my brother, now my uncle, or I know him, he's my best friend. That is how they rule the country. And you expect anything change will go into that place, it will manifest. It's never going to manifest. It's going to be shared among them. So what the point they are now, the point what we are having now, the reason why you're having you and I talking right here is because this generation, they've met a deadlock. This generation refused to go to that direction of, bringing such foundation again that has never yielded them anything. And they say no, and they're rejecting it. And that is why these people cannot thrive. And you're having the back and forth.
Because they are benefiting from it already.
Sorry?
Because they are benefiting from it already.
Exactly. So now that we all know that this thing is wrong, we should know that what are we going to put in it? Why do we need to change it? We need to change it because if it is wrong, it is a no-go area. We should try as much as we can to make sure it is right. That is what I am trying to do ever since. Nigerians see it from this angle. It's already wrong. Let's start from the grassroots. Obi came out. And today we are having it. We are trying to make sure that everybody, every sector, or every position in Nigeria should be held accountable. How do you hold them? If you make an institution that is good, it will enable you to hold these people. But if you look at what we have today, you cannot hold anybody. Why? There is no institution that you are going to ask. Everything is zero. It's up to the ground. So that is why they make sure that they push down the institution. They don't have work. They don't have leg to as Jalema will say, they not get leg to waka with their own friends. So they push it down to suppress it so that whatever they do, nobody checks it. And if it's been playing, are you going to talk about the corruption that's been going on? You go and investigate, you find a dead rock. Are you going to talk about all the monies that have been coming out of the country? Nobody asks. Even the EFCC that is supposed to check, but it will go past its own way to do certain things and they will tell you we are confused. Like, really? Are you serious? In a just society or a proper democracy, you don't need to be shouting. It is the institution that will be holding these people accountable. I gave you an example this morning about what is happening in the United States. How can a president, a classified document is found in your garage? Nobody talked to him. It is the institution that is not telling him is under investigation. Bam! Ofone. We will not be waiting. It is the institution that fight for you because they already put them there. But we don't have such in Nigeria. They just be thriving. So then you not allow, then you asking, oh, you guys are not fighting this. Fight who? When they are running, who are you going to fight? You created all this Jim Don. So my own is to make sure that the Nigerians understand when we are electing people, we are not electing them based on it's my brother or I know this one. You are electing if the institution is going to checkmate them. Let them build it. Okay. You are going to make sure that this institution are holding them accountable. Simple. Joe Biden is still in the office. But the Justice Department, they are after him. Now, okay, where did you find this thing? Explain to them. When you finish, then you come to the masses. Because these are the people who employed you. Did you just hear that language from me? These are the people who employed you. Did that guy say something like that? If somebody says something like an employer and you are the employer and they are the employee. So I've been using it here. So now you now understand where we are heading to. Since you as the employer, they don't respect you as the employer. They see themselves, the employee, more greater than you as the employer. It's simple. That is what Nigeria has replicated. Nigerian political system. It has replicated to us because they don't see themselves as the employer. You as the employee, they see you as the employer. So you will always come and tell them what you have done. Like, seriously? This is what it is. And that is what this guy has told you, that they have all failed. When I say the dividends of democracy, it is all embedded in it. Because if you have strong society, an institution that works for the society, then the dividends of democracy will be given to you. Nobody will be denied. Because they deny you. I'm still crying today because they deny my access. Because I cannot access my embassy to go and vote. They don't really know me because there's no database to show. I'm only going there with my passport. They will just say, oh, you are your passport. Okay, you are so. That's all. They don't really have a real database that actually say, oh, yes, whenever it's happening, yes, we know this guy. But if you arrest or if an American is in danger right now, I assure you the embassy will be right there in 2 minutes because they don't joke with it. But our own, just call. They don't even know. They don't even want pick phones. These are what we are talking about. So they don't know you. So what are we trying to say now? Is to try to make sure that the people, which is the citizen, understand that they are the owner, they are the key to unlock a system. They should take back their employer's position, not an employee now. That is what it is. The guy also spoke about if we take back, we know what is coming. No? Take note of this. Because at today, our deficit is about 77 trillion. Do you know what is that? Let me explain. Because some of us said the deficit occurs when expenses exceed income, that is tax and other borrowed revenue. Because, for example, during a recession, on a period of a slow economic growth, the government lost money. If worker does not have their job, there will be less taxes to be paid. So the government will generate less. Now, how does this thing now replicate now? The society we have right now, or the government we have in place now, is already giving us this 77 trillion. How did it occur? We have too much expenses in government. Too much. How they run the government is very expensive. 2, you have insecurity enveloping the whole country. Nobody's allowed to travel, or, goods and services does not flow. How do the government now generate money? You still have something that is generating money for us, which is the oil now. They are even stealing it. And this is the country where the head of state is the Minister of Petroleum. You see, a head of state is already holding an institution. Oh my God. Now, wow. Who will come house now? Do you understand what I'm trying to say now? So at this time, we are just paying the money. And if you watch all those people that are in the House of Rep or Senate, let's say we have 109 senators. We have 360 House of Representatives. Let's say they are collecting, I think they almost get that 17 million. Yeah? They are collecting 17 million. That is outside the wardrobe allowance and the car allowance and the gateman allowance or whatever you call it. Because if you add it, the money that goes to that section alone is about trillions of naira. Now, how do they make you not understand it? They make sure they weaken the educational system, which is the best thing you can offer to any citizen, so that they understand how the economy or the situation in the society entails. They took it from you. So simple. Till today, we have less education budget. The one they just passed, I think, is about 2-point-something trillion. So really? Go to somewhere like in Finland, when they invest more on education. Because that's just what you want. You enslave the people, you took off everything from them, but yet you say Nigeria don't have money. But we have people swallowing, snake and things swallowing the money all the time. Then we have deficit of about 77 trillion. How did they accumulate? Because you cannot go and invest and put like 6 or maybe 3-point-something trillion on agricultural sector. Where do you want the farmer to farm when there's insecurity everywhere? So is that a profit or a loss? It's a loss. Or you want to put in an educational system where you have already overhauled. You made the people sleep at home for 8 months. What did the person learn? And yet you are using it to campaign that you will be giving them loans. Are we progressing or retrogressing? This is how they make it. And who is to talk to them? Nobody. No institution, nothing. The only institution that is hovering around everything is the EFCC. Just moving around, doing everything, because nobody to check, maybe even the EFCC. So they went to arrest somebody and they said it's a mistake. Can you imagine? I don't understand. They don't know. So what are we talking about? But right now, Nigerians now think about how we are going to move forward. The likes of Peter Obi came. Because when I first came here, I keep telling you, I said it right from day one, that the foundation is wrong. We need to change the status quo. This thing cannot remain like this. Let us shift this hand to someone else who actually understand how economy grows, how to make sure that the grassroots, we have to carry the people along. We need to invest more on the youth because they are the future of tomorrow. You need to actually teach them from the foundation how economy or political system works. Let them learn from you. How many of them are heroes? None of them. They just kept them there. Now the youth that are coming now, you see them, this one, they started calling us a lot of things. Yahoo, Yahoo, people standing on the social media, typing one thing. But the people typing from the social media now are the ones that are giving the education to the people to energize and to give them enlightenment on how they are to take back their society. Rather, you think that you are governing the country, you are giving them indoctrination, suffocating it and enriching your cronies. It's just okay. It's just very, very clear. That is what that guy was explaining to you. And when you look at what Dele Faro to me said, compared to what I'm saying, there's no two different. It's just there's no different about that. how Peter Obi was going to transform this thing. Yes. He was asking Rufai was asking him, how will he get the money to, change this thing? Which is very correct. The cost of governance is actually high. Cut down this cost of governance. Let these people see it less attractive. Let everybody be competitive. Exactly. Let everybody be competitive. Make it less attractive. I said it before on this platform one day. A local government chairman, you have 7 to almost 10 cars moving on the highway, disturbing the peace of the environment. Ping pong, ping pong, ping pong, woo, for no reason. A local government chairman. I was so amazed when I was on holiday that a prime minister, that I'm talking about the Netherlands, a prime minister of the Netherlands was riding on the street of Amsterdam on his bike. And nobody sent down. The only thing you hear is, Goedemorgen. Good morning. Goedemorgen. Then I was wondering, they said that is the Dutch prime minister. Really? With no convoy. Enough happened for our society. Which is true. But many of us who lives here, we know this thing. We know. But I bet you, if your brother is elected as a local government, you are the person that will tell him, my brother, I bet you too. And the one way you tell it, not be this one, just collect your own. You are still encouraging it. Then yet you say you are fighting for democracy. I've said it right from day one. If it's my dad, my biological father, he is the problem of Nigeria. He will go to jail. When the time comes, I will fold my hand and be looking at you, because you cannot enslave everyone and just put yourself in that seat where you can be fulfilling the righteousness or whatever you call it. I'm not here to deceive anybody. But if what I'm saying annoys you, take broom, put it on your ear, break it so that you don't hear. It's simple. But if it benefits you, take a pen and paper and just write. And see if we are not going to move forward. Somebody like this, Peter Obi, I was never his fan. I was a fan of Omoyele Sowore because I wanted to see a different person holding the seat of power. Let everybody now see. Let us work for the betterment of Nigeria. But when Peter Obi came first, I was just looking like, what's this guy doing? When he said he left money in Anambra, do you know what I said? I said, which means you have a strategy. Why would you leave? Because that is not what Nigeria is all about. It's about give and take. But when I went back to actually look at his CV and see what he has done, why he left the money, and the kind of person he is, then I realized this should be somebody of such caliber. Let me see how he's going to play. And ever since he has been he's the only one that is coming out with concrete policies. No other person. The only candidate that is actually telling Nigerians what is happening in the society. Do you know that he was the one who told Nigeria that your oil is being stolen by oligarchs? Everybody started running into left, right, and center. He was the person. And he told you how they are running it. And he told you that if insecurity go beyond 24 hours, you know that the government is involved. And it's true. The insecurity has ravaged the whole country. And you said, when you ask them, these are, okay, where is the Minister of Defense? You just go and ask him now. He'll say, I don't know. So who are we going to ask? This is the thing. So if you know that you must change something, then you should be ready.
And Machiavelli, and the best part of everything is that nobody is being arrested.
Exactly, because the institution is weak. The police don't even know their job, my brother. They don't know. If you ask a policeman now, what they don't even know. Wow. And if you ask them, this is what we want. Do you know that in a society, it is the police that has they have the right to arrest anybody. But in our country, soldier will arrest you. Traffic warden will arrest you. Even go reach forest guard, he go arrest you. That is how it is. But who has that by law? It is the police.
Even the police themselves don't even know why they don't even know the reason what the police does. They don't know because we have not actually educated them on what their laws are, their rules, what they can do in the society. Some of them even went there through their brother or their uncle. This one just because this is how Nigeria was run by oligarchs. So now we are having somebody who is trying to change it. I am not speaking to everybody, whether you're in diaspora or you're back home. Those who want to hear, if you don't want to hear, like I said, you can take spoon or anything, cover your ear. I don't care. I'm only telling to the concerned citizen. I always use that word, concerned. If you are concerned, go. Don't even say, sit down, look. Push in your resources. Not only that, go beyond that. Talk to your brothers and sisters. Not only that, join the political party that you feel that can change it. You can become a senator. You can become this. You can become that. But always know that whatever you do in a society, you will be checkmated. So don't say because, oh, Machiavelli said we should practice, all of us should join hands, that tomorrow if you become that, I will still come. My brother, if I am the same person, do the same to me. Don't look at me, say because I'm Machiavelli or I'm this. I don't know, because the society is just for you wherever you are. That is why all of you has their passports. Because if it was not just, they can tell you, you are from Nigeria, you never reach. My friend, go away. But there was a law. There was something that you have to meet. There's what you call criteria. I've been a resident for 10 years. I have been working for 10 years. These are criteria for you to meet that. There is an institution that is being built there to do that. It is not what every government does. The institution also works. That is what Obi wants to find, they want to build. Because we are not building power. We are building institutions to actually give us that power. Because the ministries are working. We don't need to be talking here. We don't need to. The ministries are supposed to handle the duties, but they are not there. So the government will see themselves as Olowo, Babolowo. That's what it is. So please, my lovely brothers and sisters, we are not here to kind of analyze and analyze and analyze. For me, I believe that we all, whether you are in diaspora or you are back home, we all have a responsibility to rescue our country. It belongs to us, not them. That is what Obi is trying to replicate to you by saying, Nigerians, I am not running for president. You are running the presidency through me. That word alone tells me that this person is ready to give back the dividend to democracy to the people, not back to the oligarchs. So let us do the only thing he requires you to do now is to tell your brothers, tell your sisters, tell everybody. It's not by fighting. It is by trying to bring in arguments that are factual to convince somebody who is reading. It's like you are reading a book. The book was written, okay, let's say it said the beautiful ones are not yet born. It doesn't say it's beauty. You read and see what it entails to convince you that it actually means what he's written there. That's what it is. Let us try to engage on a debate that will see other people who are still hanging their boot to wear it and say, let us play this football together. My lovely brothers and sisters, let us see ourselves as one to work for the betterment of Nigeria. It's our country. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Machiavelli. Thank you, my brother. Left is back to you. You wanted to say
yes, Machiavelli, thank you very much. That was a beautiful one. Yes, when we started, some of us actually said it was a strategy. I don't know what I want to can get, whether I still get it, I don't know. But as time goes on, we will now notice, we took time to look at all the candidates. We now saw that that strategy that we were saying it was is better. That's how we got to where we are. Otherwise, this is not how we started. So you can never change an idea whose time has come. Nobody can change, no matter what. Today, this is where we are. We are still talking about the man which some of us, I was part of the people that was saying he knows what he's doing, his strategy. Somebody did it before. He let money. It was all planned job. Why did he keep the money? Why did he? But looking at all the candidates, no, I we saw the way Nigerians, not just looking at all the candidates, we now saw the way the youth were now clamoring. We had to join. I had to join because it was just happening so swiftly and happening the way it's happening now. Thank God we are at on the right track, and we're happy we did. We're going to be calling on the next person present now because some of them are no more here. But the next person present now is Prince Collins, who tends to give himself, please collect your PVC today. Prince Collins, please talk to us. We will catch you.
May they collect our, may they go collect our. They must collect our by fire by force. You see, thank you very much. I appreciate everybody. It is well with us. My brother Naja Wash, see you. I greet you. Lefties.
Prince Collins, good evening to you, sir. Thanks for joining us.
God is your strength, lefties. All of us, all the panelists. I welcome you, our viewers at home. So I don't want to really emphasize on what people have said before. We've all said good things about our principal. We've said a lot of things. I think I would like to, emphasize on a few things like I think the government of Peter Obi. I brought this house from what Starita was saying. I think she was saying that if anybody decide not to be with Peter Obi right now, and at the end when he becomes president, those people should just stay away. You see, the government of Peter Obi that will come will lead to two things. It's going to be a total revolution of the political institution in Nigeria. A positive and innovative change is what is going to take place in terms of approach. And we know that the government of Peter Obi that is coming is not the government of the politicians, it's the government of the people, because it is the people that are going to vote and put in there. Because if you look at the various states now, if we look at the way, traditionally, the way politics is being played in Nigeria, just as I said at the time, incumbency is a very powerful instrument in our politics. The power of incumbency is a very powerful instrument. The incumbent governors of each state, influence largely the political results or a transitional result of each state. But right now, it's a total revolution that is going to be made by the people. And that is what it takes to describe a democratic system. So when this is done, we are going to have a serious issue that we are going to face. And this issue is that when Peter Obi becomes the president, we will have the people that have put him there, the government of the people that have put him there, which is Peter Obi himself as a person that he will be representing, and those that have benefited, and against the government will be Peter Obi, which is the people, the voters, the electorate now, against those that have benefited from the corrupt government so far, that is the politicians, those that have benefited by destroying, and let me call it a decaying system, dilapidated buildings. And you know that when you are trying to destroy a house that is no more useful to build another one, the time you use to destroy and take care of that house, if you are building a new one, it will be more easier. So it's going to be a very serious war. I am looking forward to see God intervene that period, because at the federal level, we are going to see Peter Obi, which represent the people or the masses, and you're going to see the politicians at the legislative arms of government, because with what they are going to do now at the ground level, we don't have much candidate because these people, they are already penetrated there. Just like when he went to Wike's place, Wike said, if you are coming to campaign for president, campaign for your vote, but at the state level, nothing for you, not talking, not just you understand. There are statements used that I cannot actually be put now. So those things will happen in different places. So what is going to happen is that two things will take place. It's either there will be an exodus movement of this politician decamping to Labour Party to form a coalition with the government of the day to bring Nigeria back to the stage at which the people want it. And this will not just happen easily. This is going to happen by the people still standing before Peter Obi at all times. Because Peter Obi, as an intelligent person, he knows that the people that are put in there are the masses, and he's going to be answerable to them. He's going to make sure he report to them at all times. And when he report to them, they will rise and support him. So you see these people decamping one by one to form a good legislative arm of government. You know, when the legislative arm of government is not the support of the executive arm, there is a problem. Whenever it brings out anything, they won't pass it. Those that understand what politics is all about, really know where I'm coming from. They will always want to make sure that they frustrate all his efforts. Impeachment might also come just the way it happened in Anambra then. But with our resilience and tenacity and braveness, we'll put him back there and they'll begin to change. It's going to be a gradual process. We are going to face a massive issues that we cannot even predict, we can't quantify the results of what is going to happen. Nobody can predict right now. And the masses, take note, the masses will pay a big price to make this change. The masses are going to pay very serious price, which we cannot describe now. It's unquantifiable, except we start seeing it when it starts unfailing. The masses are going to pay serious price for this. Because these politicians, these cabals, or these rulers of darkness will never leave this power for you easily. It's going to be very, very difficult. It's going to be a kind of revolution between the old politicians that I will call the conservative and the new innovative youth that I will call the youth of new generation. And it is going to be a fight between the analog and the digital. It is going to be a fight between those that are benefiting from corrupt practices against those that need a change, and such thing does not come easily. So we should be prepared. We shouldn't just cast this vote and when Peter Obi is there thinking that it's all over. It's going to be a very serious war. And we know we are going to be victorious because these people that have been in the helm of affairs since independence, they are already fading out. They are weak already. They are not strong anymore. They are still using some of this youth, which are supposed to be listening to us on a daily basis now so that they can have a change of mind. They're supposed to listen to the intelligent ones and have a reason why they should not look at the present. They should use their past, think of their past, reflect it, compare it to the present, and use it to modify the future. It is very important because the present days politicians and people of Nigeria right now, what they do is they think of the present, the immediate solution of what is going on. They are not ready to be patient to pay any price for the future. And that is why we are still where we are. And why this is happening because they've weaponized poverty against every single soul in that country. I saw a picture that Nadia was put one day where we were discussing here. Somebody was in the jail, there was a key and there was a bread. He was choosing the bread instead of the key. That is a vivid description of what they kept Nigerians. Somebody is picking a bread instead of taking the key to open the cell and come out. He's picking the bread because he's so weak that if he takes the key before he open the gate, he might die. That is the stage at which they put Nigerians. So it's going to take a big price for us to come out from there. So having said that, we should be ready. What we are doing now is just like 10% of what we want to do in future. And we should be ready to pay any price to make sure that we collect it back. The Western world that we are living today, paid a serious price before we started enjoying it. They're talking about the ANEC issue. I had a discussion, which is very correct, that PVC should be disputed and sent back to the owners. They should tell them to come and pick it. It will not be reliable because the address they sent and the people put to register their PVCs, they are not, some of them are not accessible. Some of them, the right address that they can't, if you send the PVC there, it might not get to them. The system is not well planned. So if they send their PVC by post, 10% of PVC will get to the owner, 90% will be lost. People with all this cabal will arrange how they are going to post the PVC to different people, and other people will collect it and useless it. So that one is out of the question. If they use text message to send to them, they will still manipulate it. The best way is for INEC to go back, sit down in each local government, each unit where they register people, sit down there for 1 week or 2 weeks and tell the people to come there to their local council, to their primary school where they did that registration. The way they register people, they should return and distribute the card like that. That's the fastest way that I can suggest. Because for them to sit in their office and be telling people lies, people sleeping, they are looking for the card, they are not getting it. It's just a trick that will never make things happen. So that is for that. So if we are talking about what Farotimi was talking about, is somebody I always appreciate when he's talking, because he says the truth without fear of favor. You know, the question they ask him is that, how is our principal going to get the money to play the project, which is to use for all these things? Don't forget that there is a lot of money in Nigeria. Without even cutting down the cost of governance, Nigeria is a very rich country. The money that is being stolen from oil theft alone will take care of Nigeria, and we will still save if oil theft is blocked, which Peter Obi has been emphasizing that is the first thing he's going to do. We get more than $500 billion. We lost more than $500 billion every month in oil theft. What is the budget of Nigeria right now? What is the budget? It's less than 4 trillion. We are losing more than 1 trillion naira in oil theft every month. The one they are stealing to Europe is not there. People are also stealing, even all those local areas where they boil where they do their local refinery and all those. Oh yes, the thing is wasting. If they can block that, there is enough money in Nigeria to solve every problem, even enough to extend to neighboring countries. So we should not be afraid that there's no money for Nigeria to spend. I believe that if with the transformation Peter Obi is going to bring, apart from the fact that we have money in oil, agriculture will pay seriously. Other solid minerals will pay seriously, and crime will be reduced drastically because he cannot be bribed. So those that are taking bribe will correct themselves. We have enough money to spend. So finally, before I go, I want to quickly sound this, because there is what we used to use as an advert here that has to do with this Pastor Ebube. Is that if the name is not correct, correct me. The advert you just used not quite long. The man of God that is fighting for Peter Obi. That pastor is an example of a true man of God. The church is supposed to be a house, or the house of transformation. Religion is supposed to be an element of transformation in any nation. Instead of religious leader to do the real thing that they need to do, they have weaponized poverty against the people as well, just as politicians are doing. You see what that Ebube is doing? If half of Nigeria Christians do that, we will stay long in suffering. You see, in a Western world, religion has the art as a subordinate to public institutions. They act as a second government to public institutions. When you are frustrated in a developed world, the first place you go is to go to religious houses. They call them, in Spain they call them caritas. In other places, I don't know what they call them. You seek refuge there. You go there when you are frustrated, and when you go there, you get what you want. They give you peace of mind. They have, and that is what Jesus requested, and that is what Jesus was doing. But Nigeria Christians is opposite. It is time for Nigerian leaders, the GOs, the pastors, prophets, that are siphoning the people in the name of God, to do the right thing so that Nigeria will change. They are part of the problem that we have in that country. In fact, they are not just part of it, they are the major cause of a series of problems that we have there. They weaponize poverty against them, give them useless hope, take the last money from them, give them hope, helplessly leave them in the street, and this has made these people to take decisions on their own. They take the wrong decision. That is why you see crime is high everywhere. They tell them that they should bring their money and they should expect miracle. It is not done anywhere. You see Christians abroad, Christians in Western world, and Christians in developing countries that are fast moving in Africa there, or religious houses, for instance. People go there to seek refuge. They take food. That is where they eat. If you go to Muslim houses in Africa countries, people go there. They eat morning, afternoon, and evening food without anything. Christian houses in Ghana and Togo, the people go there. They eat morning, afternoon, evening. They come home and they live their normal life. But Nigerians, they don't do that. They collect the last penny from the people and frustrate them. That is why you see that when they tell them they are expecting miracle, when they don't see the miracle, they go into crime to get the miracle. They are part of the system. They should preach the truth. They should tell the people the truth. What is wrong with Christians or religious leader telling the people that they should vote for so and so person for good things to happen? What is wrong with that? Why can't they are all quiet? If anything happens, they don't say anything. Crime take place everywhere. Religious leaders, they don't say anything. Are they afraid to talk? Are they afraid to die? I don't know if it by all rights, men of God are supposed to have made heaven by rights. If they said they are the purest in the church, they are made heaven. So why are they afraid? Why can't they say the truth and die and go straight to the heaven? Fella say nobody want die, but everybody want go heaven. Nobody's ready to say the truth. It is time for the religious leaders to wake up. Pastors, prophets, GOs, they should wake up and tell their members the truth, what to do. Every Sunday, the church is overfull. There's no, they arrange chairs outside for people to sit down. People stand to watch TV. But at the end of the day, crime and poverty is still the order of the day. Is this what Jesus said? Is this what God said they should do? Even those countries that does not practice religion the way we are, they have developed to the extent that we even go there to look for job. It is high time we say the truth. Religious leaders should wake up. It is not late. They should tell their leaders, they should tell their congregation, their followers who to vote for, how they are going to cast their vote. They should motivate their followers to go and collect their PVCs. Tell them to vote for Peter Obi. He's the right person right now. They should work against those that are going to bring us back and take us to Egypt. They should speak for those that are taking us to Israel. They should speak for those that are taking us to the promised land. It is high time that religious leaders say the truth. It is very painful that they are not speaking upon what is happening right now in Nigeria. You will never see any religious leader coming to speak. Only the little ones that are talking, that have mind, they are chasing the hair and their bed. They are still doing it. So let all of them come out the way they should speak the truth. Or would they, if they die, are they not going to heaven? Thank you very much, and I appreciate everybody.
Yes, thank you very much. The way religion is actually being practiced in Nigeria, I don't think that's the right way. A lot of the West that actually brought religion practices it. If you don't, that's why travel is part of education. When you travel to see how religion is being practiced by the same people that brought it to us, you notice that, in fact, sometimes our government gave room for people who are not supposed to be called prophets to be prophets. We have one call for Tobori. Oh, okay, let's take this call. Yes, Tobori, good evening. Good evening, sir.
Good evening. I be one contributor.
Oh yeah, just go ahead, Tobori. Thank you.
Yeah, good evening, bro. See, this our brother, which just is a submission, the way it analyze the submission, it's short, my belief with joy. Hello, can you hear me?
Everybody they hear you, sir.
Okay. So for let me just add to aspect of the pastor, our bishop for Nigeria. I've been saying this thing before in this Nigeria World platform. You know, say I already talk. Now we be the giant of Nigeria World platform, the pillar of the follower. You understand? So that one, may I put that one aside. For aspect of all those bishops, they will not want support, but they pretend like, yes, we they support to be. Do you know why they don't bring themselves come out? I want to touch the whole world today now. Because if they just tell their members, say, oh yeah, no not support the right, because those politicians no go they call their church again. They don't go they call because they don't brainwash all their followers. You understand? Because Nigeria and country say anything, if you your preach what you come. Okay, see what I see for Nigeria this thing just what they call WhatsApp group. Person they just they sleep with they hug another person wife. So all those bishops, may they not worry. If they come, if they does a OB presidency, they don't endorse her. New Nigeria will still come. That's all the thing. That is my job. That's the belief I just have. You understand?
Okay.
They doesn't or they don't, just look Oyetipo or Adedoye. Look their followers. Don't say let's change Nigeria. They will not do it because they like or they just want to be enslaving our people. Not only politicians. So all those bishops they are among. Hello, are you with me?
Would they hear you?
Can you hear me?
Would they hear you?
You understand? Not only the politicians, bro. Look how those our bishop there. It's not my bishop because I know they go church. I get orphanage, about 3 orphanage where they support. I know they go their church. You understand me so true. I get orphanage. Even though I don't eat, so family all those orphanage eat. I'm okay. I don't do God though. But those people, they don't want support because those our politicians they go there. So my brother, may God bless you for your submission. You just say everything.
Thank you, sir.
May God bless Nigeria Watch and Lefties. Thank you, bro.
Thank you. God bless you. God also bless you for your time with to contribute. Yes. Well, that matter for another day. The way we practice church for Nigeria, I believe in a failure of government. Now make churches come full everywhere. Otherwise, many people now hunger. That's it. Now God take all them. It's a hungry. Because if you come, people will bring the church. Can't give us. You know, go see church the way it is plenty for Nigeria. But now the same Nigeria bad thing for the happen both outside and inside. And the place people will can't give us church where they not to get church like the way we did practice them. They are places that they progress, things they happen well. You don't go see person saying want go do all night for you go sleep church. They go ask whether they decrease. Want go sleep church. If you want to pray, don't go pray for your house. I never see where they'll say they want to go do all night. Say you want to go sleep church. Apart from say maybe Christmas Eve, New Year Eve, there about. No one go sleep church. How?
All right.
So anyway, Mo go give the next person chance to talk, which is Mr. T. Mr. T, I beg, talk to us.
Good morning, good afternoon, from anywhere you're watching from all over the world. Those in the panel section and then the ones on the comment section. Thank you very much, everyone. Welcome here again, Mr. Lefties. Nice to see your face again. Thank you, Mr. Elvis, for all that you do. I mean, wonderful contribution so far. And I think the day is drawing nearer. And based on the videos that you played, I mean, the very first one, that man just ran through what the politicians are doing to Nigerians, and then hopefully, I mean, also praying that Nigeria doesn't happen to people. But that being said, even though the politicians have been given power by the people to represent them, and they've turned out to be who they want to be, now is the time for Nigerians to take the country back, because the soul of Nigeria needs to be rescued from the hands of the wicked people. Now is the time to rescue the soul of Nigeria from the hands of the wicked politicians. I mean, we can't just stop now. The momentum is high. The fight is everywhere, and so everyone just need to push through until we get to the end point. And to what he said in that video, I mean, he analyzed the different politicians, how they've been able to move from one political party to the other, and then somebody that was outside the ring before canvassing against these people has now joined them, and it's not even seen anything evil is what in what he's doing. And that's in the person of Festus Keyamo, the likes of Fani Kayode, and then the likes of Dino Melayo. All of these people should have been the younger people, or the young, vibrant Nigerians that other young people can look up to, because they get into politics, I mean, very early, and they were at the corridor of power. But these guys, they've sold their conscience, they sold their minds to these wicked people. And so they turned around to now begin to use the system that raised them to fight the people. Because what do you say about the likes of Festus Keyamo? This was the same person that was canvassing against the likes of Tinubu and then the wicked politicians. But today, what has changed? What has changed? The likes of Fani Kayode, Obasanjo, I mean, he said Obasanjo was his own mentor. But today, what has changed? And just to what Ms. Rita said, I mean, in the Western world, in the United States, for example, you have these political parties. They have their core values. They have their modus operandi. They have their belief systems. And so you cannot see them just move from one place to another. Now you see people go to the pool in the United States. You can see a Democrat voting in their city that can vote a Republican, but that will not make them change or move from their party to another party, because they still hold that core value of their party. And you can see what is happening also. I mean, take an example of Donald Trump. You see Republicans that would chastise Trump, they would chastise him to the core, but that will not make them leave Republican. And you can see Democrat that would chastise Biden, but that will not make a Democrat leave Democrats. They still believe in their core value. But that is not playing in Nigeria. Nigerian politicians, they change parties like the one changing rappers. They change parties like the one changing Abada, because there are no core value, there are no fundamental principle. And in the first instance, how were the parties even created? Who even formed who are the founders of the party? Same thief or thieves, same robbers are the founders of the party. So they can easily they can easily cross from one party to another, because they don't have any fundamental principle, no core value, no belief system, no modus operandi. Or what do you say of the likes of Festus Keyamo, the likes of Dino Melayo, the likes of Fani Kayode, that just keep moving from one place to another? Because they don't have no belief system, they don't have no fundamental principle. And so for Nigerians also, you see people clamoring today, go get your PVC. But after this year, what happens next? Will you still see them support Labour Party? Will you still see them as a member of Labour Party? These are things that needs to be checkmate and be looked into. Today you support Labour Party. Why do you support Labour Party? Do you believe in the fundamental principle of Labour Party? Or you're just supporting because Peter Obi is there? And if Peter Obi, I mean, God forbid, if he doesn't become the president, and then somebody arrives tomorrow again for APC or PDP, everybody now go again to APC or PDP. So there must be a fundamental principle, there must be a belief system that you and I owe to the core, like you have in the Western world. Until those things happen, then we're still just playing, like Madam Rita said, we're still playing the childish democracy in Nigeria. And then going by other video, I mean, to what Billy Farotimi said, I mean, that guy is just an embodiment of wisdom, embodiment of truth, embodiment of knowledge. Because, take for example, he just said, Tinubu can even tell you that he created the moon. Tinubu can tell you that, oh, he builded the sun. Or what do you say? Before Tinubu even became governor, Lagos State was Lagos State was already there. Where you have the race cross, you have the Ikoyi Club, you have the Broad Street, all of those top buildings, all of these skyscrapers and everything. And then somebody wake up today now and say, oh, he now created modern Lagos. So the Lagos that Jakonde, Otedola, all of those ones, even the military guy that came after these old people, Marwa. So all of a sudden now, Tinubu is the person that single-handedly built Lagos after he has taken Lagos for himself and his family. Come on, people. Who are you fooling? Who are you fooling? And so you can now see the likes of Sanwo-Olu that needs to make. Okay, so for example, now you see an 18-year-old boy becoming the mayor of a city in the United States. 18-year-old boy. I mean, Sanwo-Olu is how old? He should have been a mentor. He should have been a role model to some other people. But he's become a sucking baby to Tinubu. A sucking baby. Tinubu has unpicked and dropped him in his pouch, carrying him around because they lost their conscience. But now is the right time. So, but the question is, after this year, after you get your PVC and you cast your vote for Peter Obi, will you still be there for Labour Party to imbibe or to hold on that principle that Peter Obi has brought to this ring, to the limelight? Because, I mean, like Machiavelli said, and other people said, and I'm still wondering today that somebody can rule for 8 years without stealing a kobo from his state. And he has said it, go verify if they gave me a land that is apportioned to me as their governor. But that's not the case for other politicians. That's not the case. You see them flying their private jets. I was just Googling this morning. Which US governor has a private jet? And I've not been able to find any. I don't know if any of you can tell me. But in Nigeria, you see ordinary governor has a private jet. You know how much it costs to even have a private jet in a hangar? And this guy.
Are you talking about governor?
You said what?
Are you only talking about governor? You talk about local government chairman. They even have private jets.
I mean, my brother. Let's. I mean, you can just imagine that. You know how much it costs to have a plane in an hangar for a day. You say you build Lagos, and you don't have an hospital you can even go to. If you are truly an indigene of Lagos State that you build, you should have an hospital there that you can go to that can treat you. But what do we see after everything? You fly out of the country for days.
My brother, let me just put this one for you so that you understand. Do you know how many private jets were there when Buhari's son got married? Count it and see how much Nigeria is spending lavishly. Count it.
And you said you I mean, what are we thinking about? So I mean, the major question that I put to you out there as a Nigerian, as myself, is after February 25th, What next? That's a question. Will you still be out there canvassing? Will you still be checkmating Peter Obi to make sure that what he's telling us now? Because I was privileged to actually to engage in a discussion. Will you still be checkmating to make sure that what he said he's going to do, he's still doing it? Because after February 25th, now all of us forget about what happened, how we even get him into power and things like that. And these people, hopefully, it will not be like them. And like Mr. CM ran us through yesterday, how the pot will be functioning. So, my fellow Nigerians, regardless of where you are, you may be in Canada, you may be in Australia, you may be in Japan or in China. You're first a Nigerian before you became a US citizen. You're first a Nigerian before you became a UK citizen. You're first a Nigerian before you became a Chinese citizen. So it is time for us to fight and take this country back. I was telling my dad this morning that Nigeria should be even greater than the United States of America, because we have everything that it takes to be the,
yes,
the
it is what we have that fund that country. It is what we have that fund the countries of the world. They know it.
Everything that it takes. I mean, take for example, Texas on its own generates its own money. Texas makes its own money. And take for example in Texas, you see all over, I mean, Madam Mita said, all over the places, you see bridges all over the place. You see some bridges that will blow your mind. Go to Houston. Go to Dallas. You see bridges that will blow your mind. You see new bridges. Roads are being built every day.
My brother, you just said roads building every day.
They don't canvass for budgets. They don't do that.
My brother, you just said roads building every day. In our own, they will go and tie rope there. PDP is commissioning, APC is commissioning it. That's what you hear.
And
these are supposed to be things.
Somebody is building roads for you that should be the core function of the government, and then you are clapping for them. Come on, people. Come on. We gotta wake up. We gotta wake up. And I'm speaking with this passion because, I mean, I've seen how a medical hospital, I mean, Igbobi Hospital, hopefully the hospital is still there. I mean, if Luth is not functioning properly, then what do we talk about Igbobi? Because they just killed everything. So after this year, after February 25th, what next? Should be your question, people. What next? Will you still hold that political party with high esteem? Hopefully the likes of this APC and PDP satanic party would have been killed, because these people brought us to where we are today. Japa is now the order of the day. You see young people into, I mean, I was watching Nigeria watch a video of a young girl that is into rituals. Young lady. If this does not bother you today, I mean, I wonder what will bother you again, Nigerians. So it is the
my brother. What makes her do that? What makes her do that? What do you think makes her? And I don't mind. It's a devil's workshop. You don't engage the youth. What do you expect her to do?
Yeah, but Machiavelli, okay, Mr. Machiavelli. Okay, now for example, I mean, you and I, or every Nigerians, would have leverage on the fact that the society is not working and then carry guns. But you chose not to do it. You chose not to do it.
Because of the level of education which I think I have gotten from my family, thanks to my family.
There are still some people out there that are not as educated as you are, but that will not involve in immoral acts because they have their moral mind still on their head.
Yeah, but we understand. But the fact that you understand that it is where you live that actually influence you. But Nigeria, we don't have people that can change us. That is it.
Okay, but also, if you're saying that where you live influence you, we've also seen people that rose from a nowhere in Nigeria that did not allow their background to put their back on the ground. I think one thing is, and I think I'm going to lay emphasis on what Madam Rita said 2 or 3 days ago. You and I need to look inward. We need to look inward. American citizens don't cry for what America will do for them. They only cry about what they can do for America. And that's where I rest my case. As a Nigerian, you look for what you can do for Nigeria. And that's by only making sure that you get your PVC and go out and make the right choice. Thank you, people.
Yes, thank you, Mr. T. As Nigerians, think of what you can do for Nigerians. For Nigeria itself, before you can do that, please, actually, go get your PVC, because that's the only way you can do something for Nigeria, by making sure you choose an informed leader.
Mr. Ebis, sorry, let me say something right quick, please. I'm sorry to say this, to interject you. Imagine, look at those people sitting as INEC officials. Does that, I mean, how are you going to place that side by side? Does that even make sense? That should be an INEC office, and the young man is crying that people should come and get their PVC in that kind of corner? Is that an office? He himself should be ashamed of himself. But I mean, he's just probably doing what he's being paid for. That is not an office. That is okay. Who can locate that place to say I want to go get my PVC?
Everything is RNG government.
God bless you. He's been paid for. He's been paid. I mean, that makes no sense.
My brother, the reason why you see those things is happening, if our society is just, majority of us here that are living outside the country, where we vote in every countries we live in, your PVC, or what you call your voter's poll card, was sent to you in your house. You didn't go anywhere you didn't queue. But because the society is not just, Nigerians can do it and give these people their franchise, but they refuse. They put them in AJEPO so that they can use this thing to weaponize their ground as their arsenal to always get to the top. This is where the problem is. Do you think Nigerians cannot just afford to do it? Okay, give us a database that will show everybody where their address is and send their mail it to them. But they cannot. Where is Nigerian Postal Services? Zero, nothing. Do you still see anything like that? Send a letter now if we go home. You're not going to go through DHL, which is not in Nigeria. It's a private institution. So this is the problem. Nigerian Postal Authority, nothing.
Okay, we lost the next person, which is supposed to be man of God, but we don't have him here. Before I go to 115, I want to go back to Samson Squat. Thank God we have him. He was the very first person that came onto this broadcast, but he has been having issues with his broadcast, going, coming, going, coming, going, coming. So we give him the chance to speak since he's here now. Samson Squat, please talk to us.
Thank you, Mr. Leftis. Thank you very much for remembering me. I've been here. Thank God you have said it all. Good evening, everyone. Good evening, fellow Nigerians and cool-minded Nigerians. I welcome everyone to this platform and to this wonderful year. Of a truth, this is the year we have been waiting for. By the grace of God, we have gotten the year. And the May months we are still hoping for. By God's grace, you and I, we will still have that much. The truth of the whole issue is this: you and I, we must do something to make sure we fix our country, not just for us to talk or just for us to say one or two things. Our efforts, no matter how little, it matters a lot. I remember late last year in this platform, I can't remember the name of the person, but when she said that in December, what she's going to do to the family because she's going to ask them to show her their PVCs before she can send something down to them. And I used same method this very last December, and it worked. Because right where I am now, I'm here with my PVC. Though it's old, I don't really know. This one was the one of I think 2008. It's still here with me. So I also try talking about this PVC issue. Why you're also saying that they have registered, they have tried to go, but to no avail. They could not answer them. They were not able to do it. They have spent all their time every day in the week. They have tried their possible best, of which one called me while she was there, that they have been there since morning till 4 o'clock, that they could answer, nobody to answer them, which I believe. And all those things we are seeing on social media, seeing every day, these things are true. We understand these are truth. So for these politicians to just cage the citizens like this, they know what they are doing. They are working with the mind of the people. They are just trying to use the people's mind to extract them, to get what they want, not to give them what they want to give. We always hear promises. Every now and then, we always hear promises. That's why me personally, so I am a strong supporter to Peter Obi, but I still have my doubts. I still have my doubts because in such time, 2014, 2015, we have the part one of the part two we are seeing today. The part one, we have it then. But today, what is the cry of the people? What are they to show? What is there to show people that what we fought for, what we did, what we agitated for, who we supported, or what is there to show people? So these are my little fear, because it is a popular saying that one cannot travel with the devil's ticket and expect the angels of the Lord to welcome him at the end of his journey. Why am I saying this? Our master, which we are praying for, our master, which we are trying to project, our master, which we are trying to bring, to give our support to, the people that are surrounding him at the moment, they are people, they are two-minded people. So that is my fear. But by the grace of God, I pray, may the good God have his way in this coming election. Everyone have his or her part to play.
Francis Scott, I just quickly want to ask you a simple question. Sorry. You said our principal, the people surrounding him are two-minded people. What do you mean by that?
Yes. Like, we are having the number one person I will bring out there, the man of Olusegun Obasanjo with Peter Obi. Me, I'm having my doubts. I don't have that clear mind for Obasanjo to have anything with Peter Obi. Obasanjo might just come out to tell us that he will do this, he will do that, he will do this, he will do that. I will give my support to this, I will give my support to that. But he is a man that will not allow a shadow, even a shadow of a candlestick, to drop or to show itself in that great nation, Nigeria. So that is one of them which I'm trying to talk about. So what am I trying to say here? By prayers, we know, by prayers, by hard work, by our times, by our efforts, these things will come to pass by the grace of God. But if only we have the sincere religious leaders that can as well assist people, that can as well say it the way it is, that can as well bring it to their congregation, that can as well tell their people, the people that really believe in them, because some of these members in that congregation, they see their GOs as the deputy God. Whatsoever the GO tell them, that is what they believe and that is what they do. We are just talking about politicians. We are complaining them today, but the main people that are the main cause of that nation today, the main problem to Nigeria, are these religious leaders. These people will not want this change to come. They will just only talk. We see some that are saying, if you want to vote, you do this. They talk in parables. This is not the time to talk in parable. This is not the time of Jesus Christ on earth. This is not the time we say these things. This is the time to say it the way it is. This is the time to tell the people how it is. This is the time to say the real color, not the color copy. So, if we must get this we are praying for, these people also have to do the needful. They also need to tell their congregations, though the congregations have their doubts, they have it, but they need the direction from their GOs. This is another way of acquiring a new Nigeria. Any man that we always say, I'm obedient, I'm obedient, I'm obedient, I'm obedient, without his PVC, is disobedient. So many times we see those crowds around Obi himself. We see many people shouting, obedience for life, we know they give chichi. Obedience for life, we know they give chichi. Most of them, I think 80% of them, they don't have this PVC to make the obedience which they are calling, they are running after, to bring him to reality. They don't have the PVC. And if things sometimes try to show the signs of what we don't like, there's another way to do it. We see like the one that happened in Edo State, where they are where they are supposed to take their PVC card. What happens there? You see people there, all of them lying down on the floor, some shouting. They don't want to give us our PVC because we want to vote for Obi. We must vote for Obi. These are the problems. This is the problem. These people, they know what they are doing. The INEC official, you see this, they know the states that people always run after Obi. So these states are the states they will suffer with the PVC. But the states that they know that obedience is not much there, they quickly release the PVC. If only we can just be patient with ourselves without shouting, Obi, 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 Obi. As whatsoever you know you want to do, let it be in your mind, not in your mouth. You can quietly go to the place and take your PVC without measuring any names. You will easily get what you want, and you will easily receive it. So what I'm trying to say in conclusion is this: if we really want Peter Obi to be the next president of Nigeria, we should try and change our attitude, our pattern. We have played it before now, it's not working. Then we will try to change pattern by sealing our mouth up and doing the needful without talking. Thank you, everyone.
All right, thank you very much. Though presently, I wouldn't agree with you with all you've just said. There's no way. This is a political time. You wouldn't expect Nigerians to see their mouth up and don't talk and do what is in their mind. There's no way in the world such strategy works. There's nowhere in the world. This is the time you tell the people, tell the world what you want. This is time Nigerians should make demands. So I wouldn't agree with you there. Most of your deposition, I think I wouldn't agree with you. So let's hear from
thank
CM, go ahead.
I thank everybody. Well, I made a brief entrance initially, and then later left to go and bring in something before the shop closes. Actually, what I overheard people say, the issue at stake, what is on the menu was PVC collection. I watched one video, one makeshift or whatever we call it in Enugu, one chance will be showing two people representing INEC and the person narrating whatever he's saying, and then the religious leaders or whatever. I think at this point, because we are approaching an injury time already, there's no point emphasizing it that all of us want P2B to get over the line. I do not see why pastors, let me say religion is a force for good. That is my own understanding. I may be wrong, but this is the way I understand it. So pastors who are preachers of religion or Christianity, they should be a force for good. If only they could tell the people that, look, suffering is in the land. Because sometimes the way they interpret the Bible to their congregation, they let them also interpret the economic situation to them in case they do not know, and the dire consequences of whatever decision they may take. So to me, it's in order to tell them, look, we've suffered enough in this country. From the look of things, from what we've seen, is P2B. Well, get your PVC and vote for P2B. We need a breath of fresh, a clean break from the past. Or to even put it the way the other pastor preached, I think it was yesterday, Niger Watch showed it. When one of the pastors said, don't tell me who you are voting for. Just have it at the back of your mind. I don't want to know. Just let's stand up. Just say a big amen to this prayer. He said, may the person I'm going to vote for, let my children, let my generation resemble the person in character and in understanding. Say amen. So in that case, let your conscience judge you. So to me, I do not see why pastors should not direct their congregation in the right path. Given the choices before us, P2B is the man. So if you now tell your congregation, see, let us vote for P2B, all those ones are expired, they don't have clean record. I do not see anything. Even God will sanction, even God will approve of it. So let them not hold back. It is not enough to come and tell us what is it called? Their normal prophecy. Oh, I saw this in a dream. I have a vision. God spoke to me. Why can't they say God spoke to them that P2B should be the next and then people should vote for it? In the same way, we have to accept it the way they say God spoke to me that some leaders in this country should be careful. Past president will be sick, may be flown abroad. Unemployment will be this. All those doom and gloom they prophesy. Let them also use this opportunity to tell them that this is the right way to go. So I do not see, or rather I support any pastor who is preaching in this direction, directing the people right. Pastor or pastoral work is a force for good, so they should do it. Then on the issue of PVC collection, you see, the thing is this, this is a game. There's a game INEC is playing, and I'm saying it. Let nobody be fooled. If INEC is indeed interested, that primary school in Benin, they came out saying people are lying on the floor, even saying they need their PVC. Is INEC, are they blind? They couldn't issue PVC only for somebody to go. In fact, sometimes I wonder why people like to be used. You know, I'm happy that I come on Niger Watch. We interrogate issues here. You don't just show us a video. We look at it and then by the time 2 or 3 or 4 people must have spoken, then your eye will open. You look at, you think it to and fro. How can you say 2 people, these are passers-by, came to and they are sitting on a pavement in one primary school, asking people to come and pick their PVC? There's no table. They just put it in between them, as if they bought 2 of them decide to buy akara by the roadside. You know, in those days when we were in primary school or this secondary, you put it in between, everybody will be eating it just to. So what are they talking? And then somebody is holding something and then be making a video. It's a very big shame. However, how are we really sure that those things are PVC, actually, like somebody said? And if they are, I have the feeling that some PVCs were cloned, because then there was double registration, or it might be old ones. They just dig it out from somewhere and pretend. They did not even show it as to say. So that to me is fake, and that is misleading the people. If really INEC, that's why I'm saying INEC is playing a game. If really INEC is serious, I do not see why they should be allowed. They shouldn't be good neighbors to Nigerians. Let them be part of history. Nigerians are tired. They want INEC to help them. It's only INEC, by these things they are doing, that will disenfranchise so many of obedience, because people are out to get their PVC, not really because they wanted to in the first place, but they've seen that there is no way. Like Charlie Boy said, if not for Nigerians would have been choosing between Otapiapia and Sniper. So now, thank God that there's a choice. INEC should do everything possible, because nobody, what we all predict, we can only predict or prophesy that something may, but nobody will know the enormity of the calamity that will befall Nigerians if they do this thing and the Obi did not get in. If they do it and they start to say, oh, there's a runoff or inconclusive, the anger in people, maybe by that time it gets to next month, I'm not praying, the unemployment rate, the unemployed people must have passed 133 million. And then they release another data that will even anger the masses. So I wish INEC will realize this and then save their skin, because as at that time, I'm not going to say what is going to happen, but otherwise they may say I'm preaching violence. I'm not. I'm only preaching peace now. INEC, do this thing. The fact that some people will come and they announce it, go and pick your PVC. When you now get there, you won't see them. There won't be PVC. So who are they deceiving? Or they are sort of priming people that area for rigging. They will say, oh, we were telling them to come and collect. We've extended it and they couldn't come. Then some lazy journalists will say, what else do they want? They don't want to collect their PVC. Hand on heart, I do not think that somebody will spend his or her time to go to INEC office with all the wahala and register, only for the person to go back and collect the PVC. I don't think Nigerians are that daft, to be honest with you. I can bet my life on it. Nigerians are willing to collect their PVC, but INEC is frustrating them. Because you can't tell somebody, after all, you've registered, you've done the hard part. The hard part is for you to go there, stand in the sun, do all the biometrics, everything. Today, just
Mr. CM, please round up so that we can leave.
Okay, so the easy part is for you now to go there and then mention your name, and then the PVC is handed over to you based on the data you've given. So please, I think INEC should better do something, or else when this rain start to beat everybody, it may beat some harder than others, and in that case, nobody will know how it's gonna end. Nigeria is on the tender hooks now. A little misunderstanding or this shenanigan will push the country over the edge, over the cliff, so to speak. So on this note, INEC, please do the right thing, release the PVC, forget about the money they are bribing you, forget about all the expert that we hack your system, give the people PVC, then you can now go and deal in-house with your IT system. Thank you very much.
All right, thank you very much. I really wish you came on time. You just so anyway, you still deposited what you want to say. Boo blah blue.
It's a
Please
Bulaba.
talk to us.
Thank you very much. I know that I have less than 1
2
minute.
minutes.
Okay, 2. So at this point, it is audible to the deaf and visible to the blind that Peter Obi is going to win this election. With everything and the movement, the political revolution that is happening in Nigeria, it is very clear. The only thing that will prevent Mr. Peter Obi from being announced as the winner of the 2023 presidential election is that there is foul play on the side of INEC. If they use beavers, it is obvious that the normal old style of rigging the election will not take place. Hence, they are going for voters' disenfranchisement as well as buying off people's PVC in the form of vote buying. So Nigerians, get your PVC, cast your vote. If you have collected your PVC, secure your PVC, be ready to vote on that day. If you have not collected your PVC, make effort to go and collect your PVC. Do not pay attention or buy into this false narrative that they are trying to show, so that at the end of the day, they will say in some areas, the INEC officials were there to give PVC, but nobody came to collect PVC. That video you saw in Enugu, wherever that video was in the southeast, I can tell you that capital regimento, that is not INEC official. That is an arrangement, you understand, to create a narrative, and we say no to such narrative. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much. And on this note, we want to say thank you to everybody for joining us on this broadcast. We'll be here again tomorrow. Yes, we'll be here again tomorrow to do our random broadcast, same time. I will also be here again. As you know, we're always here every day. I don't know, Mr. Elvis, do you have something to say? Okay.
All right. Thank you very much, my people. I appreciate you all, every one of you that have supported us today, super chatted this platform. I want to say we are very grateful. All those of you that have shared, that have liked, and our wonderful panelists, thank you so much. I appreciate you all. Thank you, thank you. Please endeavor to join us tomorrow again, same time, 6 p.m. tomorrow. So, yes, and let's do this together. God bless you all. Have a good night. Mother of all, Mommy Diaspora, the greatest mother of all. Thank you very much for all you do for us. We appreciate you always. And I appreciate every one of you right there. Thank you, thank you. Please help us to share. And for those of you that are going to be playing back this video later on, help us to share, subscribe with us, hit the notification bell to be notified whenever we are here. God bless you all. Good night.
I know they do competition with anybody. If I offend you, forgive me. Show me love. Go to Biza. Kama bara wa lo ninu ife kan akanbi. I know they do competition with anybody. If I offend you, forgive me. Show me love. I go show you love. Kama bara wa lo ninu ife kan. But I know they do competition with anybody. Forgive me, show me love, oh, I go show you love, eh. Kama bara wa lo ninu ife kan. I know they do competition with anybody. If I offend you, forgive me. Show me love, oh, I go show you love, oh. Kama bara wa lo ninu ife kan. forgive me. Oh. Tó bá ti sanwó fún Ṣẹ́gun Nàbí o. Ẹ fẹ́ jókòó. Alákọ̀bí. Ṣẹ́gun Nàbí. Alákọ̀bí. Mr. Pamela. Anybody? Anybody? Any bobo. Anybody? Mo ló ń fọlú, ó gbà mí bó ṣe rí mi láti kíníṣí. Délé mo ló ń fọlú, ẹ jẹ́ ń sọ̀rọ̀. Délé òde